Chapter 1051. Why, is it inconvenient? Seeing Meng Nu-er's expression, Jun Xiaoyao asked. Meng Nu-er shook her head slightly and said, No, it's just that the Supreme is not in my ancestral land. Even if it's my clansman, it's very difficult to meet him. Meng Nu-er's meaning was clear. Even her own clansmen found it difficult to meet him, let alone an outsider. May I ask where the Supreme is located? No matter how difficult it was, Jun Xiaoyao had to go. Enter the bottomless abyss, step on the yellow spring road, cross the bridge of helplessness, and you will see the Supreme. Meng Nu said. Jun Xiaoyao knew that in the Nirvana continent there was indeed a place called the bottomless abyss. That place was in the deepest part of the Nirvana continent, known as the Forbidden Land of 10,000 Spirit. Normally, no living beings dared to set foot in it, and from Meng Nu-er's words, he knew that the Yellow Spring Road and the Bridge of Helplessness were not places that one could casually cross. Thank you for telling me. Jun Xiaoyao cupped his hands slightly. Do you really want to go? It's not easy to break through, not to mention how the Supreme will look at you. Meng Nu advised. Normally, if there was no major matter related to the clan, even the experts of the Nirvana continent did not dare to casually go and disturb the mother of the red spider lilies. Not to mention that Jun Xiaoyao was an outsider. In front of the mother of the red spider lilies, his supreme strength was not much different from an ant. She really did not understand why Jun Xiaoyao insisted on going to see the mother of the red spider lilies. I just want to find an answer in my heart and dispel my doubts. Jun Xiaoyao smiled and did not elaborate. Meng Nu was also very tactful and did not ask Jun Xiaoyao to get to the bottom of it. Well, what you choose is your freedom. Meng Nu no longer advised. Jun Xiaoyao was ready to go to the bottomless abyss. Xian Yu was very persistent and wanted to follow him. Jun Xiaoyao did not refuse. He felt that to some extent, Xian Yu seemed to have some kind of karma with the ghost-masked woman. Next, Jun Xiaoyao bid farewell to Meng Nu and headed to the bottomless abyss with Xian Yu. This news caused quite a stir in the Nirvana continent. After all, the bottomless abyss was not a benevolent place. It was very normal for one to not be able to return. 7 days passed. Jun Xiaoyao and Xian Yu came to an incomparably desolate place. Gray ribbons of mist shrouded the area, making everything hazy. The world was dark, and the withered vines, old trees, and crows were dim. From time to time, corpses could be seen on the side of the road. Some of them, even after tens of millions of years, still emitted an extraordinary pressure. There were also the skeletons of giant beasts that were as big as mountains. This was indeed a dangerous place that made one's hair stand on end. Are you afraid? Jun Xiaoyao asked. Xian Yu's face was slightly pale, but it wasn't because of fear. It was just that the aura of this place was too strong, causing her face to turn pale from the pressure. I'm not afraid. Mystic Moon bit her lips and shook her head. No matter where they went, as long as they were by Jun Xiaoyao's side, they would feel a sense of warmth. All right then. Jun Xiaoyao nodded his head slightly. As they continued to go deeper, a bottomless crack appeared in front of them. That's the bottomless abyss. Jun Xiaoyao did not hesitate and directly jumped down with Xian Yu. Jun Xiaoyao had thought that the bottomless abyss was just a name. Turned out to be so. 2 hours, 4 hours, 1 day, 2 days, Jun Xiaoyao and Xian Yu, even though they had accelerated to the bottom, they still had not reached the end. Finally, after 7 days, their feet landed on solid ground. Jun Xiaoyao and Xian Yu both looked around. They were slightly stunned, because there was a dim yellow light in front of them. It was a blood-red sunset. A road extended into the distance. On both sides of the road, scarlet-red spider lilies bloomed, forming a gorgeous and strange sea of flowers. So beautiful, Xian Yu could not help but murmur. Who would have thought that there would be such a scene at the bottom of the bottomless abyss? A blood-red sunset, a sea of spider lilies, and a lonely road that extended into the unknown distance. Let's go. Jun Xiaoyao let out a sigh of relief. No matter how strange it was, he had to go through it in order to find an answer. The two came to the beginning of the road. There was a stone tablet engraved on it. Yellow Springs Road, do not look back. Jun Xiaoyao let out a sigh of relief. This should be the Yellow Springs Road that Meng Nuer mentioned. After walking through the Yellow Springs Road and crossing the Bridge of Helplessness, they would be able to see the mother of spider lilies. Remember, after stepping on the Yellow Springs Road, do not look back and do not retreat. Jun Xiaoyao reminded. Yes, I understand. Xian Yu nodded. Jun Xiaoyao and Xian Yu went on their way. However, unexpectedly, the murderous aura that they expected did not appear. They seemed to have stepped on an ordinary road. However, Jun Xiaoyao knew that it was not that simple. After walking for a long time, Xian Yu suddenly stopped. Jun Xiaoyao, who sensed the movement, did not turn back. Instead, he asked directly, "What's wrong?" "There's a voice." Xian Yu's voice trembled slightly. A voice. Jun Xiaoyao frowned. He did not hear any voice. It's brother. Xian Yu's voice sounded again. In her ears, she heard a warm and familiar voice. Xian Yu, you're here. Are you trying to lure me back from the lost reincarnation? Brother? The voice sounded from behind her. Xian Yu really wanted to turn back to take a look. However, Jun Xiaoyao had told him not to look back when they were on their way. Xian Yu, don't you want to look at me? I really want to see how you'll look like when you grow up. The voice sounded from behind her again. Xian Yu bit her lips so hard that they almost bled. Before meeting Jun Xiaoyao, the only meaning in her life was to revive her brother. However, she now knew that such a chance was extremely slim and almost impossible. Xian Yu, I'm so sad. You don't even want to look at me? The voice sounded again. Xian Yu's delicate body was trembling. She turned her face slightly. At this moment, a slightly cold and stern voice shouted, "Don't look back!" Jun Xiaoyao's voice was like a bucket of cold water that poured over Xian Yu's head. Then, Xian Yu felt her hand being pulled. Jun Xiaoyao held Xian Yu's hand and pulled her forward. Feeling the warmth from his hand, Xian Yu took a deep breath and calmed herself down. Xian Yu, did you betray your brother and choose that man? An angry voice sounded from behind. No, you're not my brother. He's not such a person. Xian Yu calmed herself down. She followed Jun Xiaoyao and walked forward. As for Jun Xiaoyao, he was naturally harassed. His family, his friends. There was even Jiang Xingyi's voice that sounded like he was about to cry blood. However, Jun Xiaoyao ignored all of this. Among the younger generation, Jun Xiaoyao's temperament was ranked second. There was definitely no one who could be ranked first. The end of the road appeared in front of them. The two of them successfully passed the road to the underworld. Although this stage was simple, it was difficult. However, it was difficult for people with obsessions to pass. Thank you, young master. Xian Yu lowered her head slightly and said. Her hand was still held by Jun Xiaoyao. Jun Xiaoyao let go of her hand casually and said, You can follow me in the future, but I don't want you to be a burden. I understand. Xian Yu clenched her hand and nodded firmly. Jun Xiaoyao had given her a new meaning in life. Naturally, she would not give up so easily. Then, the two of them continued to move forward. Soon, fog appeared in front of them. A river appeared. There was also a bridge that crossed the river and extended into the depths of the fog. They had arrived at the Bridge of Helplessness. Chapter 1052. The Bridge of Helplessness, Jun Xiaoyao murmured. He stepped onto the bridge with Xian Yu. There was still a stone tablet on the bridge. 2 lines of words were carved on it. The red spider lily blooms in the 7-colored sky, and the flower falls to become an immortal for 1,000 years. Jun Xiaoyao's eyes glittered when he saw the words. This was not the first time he had heard the words. He had met the woman a few times before. In the lower realm, the woman had shown up on the altar of heroes in the gap between the 10 realms. She had also read the same words. Jun Xiaoyao had a deep impression of it. He did not expect to see it here too. It was as if the 9 heavens immortal realm, the alien realm, and even the whole universe had left traces of the woman. However, the woman was extremely mysterious, as if she did not exist in history. She was a mystery, an unbelievable existence. Jun Xiaoyao and Xian Yu stepped onto the bridge of helplessness. It was different from the Yellow Spring Road. Jun Xiaoyao felt a sense of pressure as soon as he set foot on the ground. It was a pressure that originated from his soul and primordial spirit. The mist. Jun Xiaoyao fixed his gaze on the mist. The mist exerted great pressure on the primordial spirit. The primordial spirit of an ordinary genius would be crushed after taking a few steps. However, Jun Xiaoyao had the primordial spirit of 3 lifetimes, so he was not worried. Xian Yu's face was pale. She was also under pressure, but it was only the beginning. It was not unbearable. If you can't do it, you can wait for me here, Jun Xiaoyao said. No, I want to come with you. Xian Yu was stubborn. She wanted to follow in Jun Xiaoyao's footsteps. She also wanted to see what the mother of the red spider lily looked like. Why did the Otherworld organization choose her? The two moved forward on the bridge of helplessness. The pressure was getting stronger. Every wisp of mist was absorbing the soul energy, as if it could crush the primordial spirit. At the same time, all kinds of fantasies surfaced in his mind. It was similar to the 100 reincarnations in the reincarnation ocean. Jun Xiaoyao was fine, but Xian Yu's face turned even paler. After all, she had been through a lot in the past. He had been regarded as a freak since he was young and had been abused and despised by others. The only brother who cared about him was killed by him. With his life experience, it was normal for him to have a strong inner demon. Jun Xiaoyao frowned slightly at the sight. He directly activated the primordial spirit of 3 lives. In the void, boundless soul power transformed into 3 flowers of the Great Path. A nascent spirit sat atop each Tao flower. Past, present, future. As soon as the 3 lives primordial spirit appeared, a mighty soul power swept through the surroundings. Even the strange mist was completely scattered. The 3 primordial spirits were like 3 bright lamps that illuminated the world. Their light illuminated everything and dispersed the fog and darkness in this place. Only Jun Xiaoyao had the means to make the journey so smooth. Soon, the 2 of them crossed the bridge of helplessness. At the end of the bridge was a huge pitch-black palace. Scarlet-red spider lilies bloomed all around, setting off the dark palace, giving it a mysterious and treacherous feeling. It was like the other side of the Yellow Springs, the great hall of the King of Hell. A river of the Yellow Springs surrounded the dark palace. There were many petals of the spider lilies floating on the water surface, looking extremely beautiful. Jun Xiaoyao stepped forward and pushed open the door of the dark palace. Xian Yu followed closely behind. She pushed open the door. A terrifying aura swept across the place. This pressure was not emitted on its own accord. It was a natural pressure. It was as if there was an unimaginable immortal existence inside. Just the aura alone was enough to suppress a supreme being and even shatter his body. Of course, Jun Xiaoyao was not an ordinary supreme being. His figure was slender, and the chaotic aura surged out, blocking this pressure. Xian Yu followed behind him and was not affected. Even the natural pressure is so powerful, Jun Xiaoyao thought to himself. As someone who had received a move from a great emperor, Jun Xiaoyao roughly knew what kind of pressure a great emperor had. But the pressure in front of him, it was definitely not a pressure that an ordinary great emperor could possess. What realm has the mother of the spider lilies reached? Jun Xiaoyao thought to himself. Perhaps even Meng Nu and the other members of the Nirvana Emperor clan didn't know. The mother of the spider lilies was at least an immortal king. But Jun Xiaoyao felt that she should not have stopped at this step, but had stepped into a deeper realm. The palace was still full of spider lilies, and there was a small path in the middle. Jun Xiaoyao and Xian Yu resisted the pressure and went deeper. Above the palace, stars flickered and orbited, as if they had arrived at the boundless universe. The place where the mother of the spider lilies was in seclusion was very shocking. Finally, at the end of the path, Jun Xiaoyao saw it. A throne that seemed to stand for eternity. The throne was engraved with ancient spider lilies. A peerless figure wrapped in a black dress sat on it. A boundless and terrifying aura enveloped her delicate body, making it hard for others to see her clearly. It was like a mysterious existence that did not belong to this spacetime. Only a top expert would have such a phenomenon appear. The powerful force seemed to be able to blur karma and existence. All kinds of divine chains of order, traces of the great Tao, and mysterious runes surrounded her body. Jun Xiaoyao frowned slightly, and chaotic energy surged in his eyes. The chaotic eye, the special ability of the chaotic body, was used. It could see through all illusions. Jun Xiaoyao was finally able to see the person on the throne clearly after using his chaos eye to enhance his vision. Her black hair flowed down from the throne like a waterfall. A pair of straight, slender, and beautiful legs stretched out from under the skirt, crossing each other. Her bare feet were not wearing shoes or socks. Her toes were crystal clear, and the backs of her feet were white and delicate, like an exquisite work of art. Such a pair of snow-white feet should have never touched the ground or been stained with dust. Looking up from the feet and legs of the peerless person, her slender and delicate body was wrapped perfectly in the black dress. Further up was her swan-like snow-white neck. When it landed on her face, Jun Xiaoyao's gaze froze. A ghost mask covered her mysterious face. "You are the first person who dares to look at me like this." A voice full of majesty and pleasant like the sound of nature came from the mouth of the mother of the red spider lilies. However, Jun Xiaoyao could hear it. There seemed to be a strange feeling in this voice. "Senior, you should be the mother of the red spider lilies. I came here just to find an answer." Facing this legendary figure of the red spider lilies, it could be said that anyone would find it difficult to remain calm. Jun Xiaoyao, on the other hand, wore a smile on his face and spoke in the calmest tone he could muster. "Oh? Have I ever had any karma with you?" The voice of the mother of the red spider lilies was still indifferent. Jun Xiaoyao took out a ghost mask. Jun Xiaoyao had obtained this ghost mask in the Bronze Immortal Palace. The Bronze Immortal Palace was also one of the backup plans left behind by the ghost-masked woman. When he saw the somewhat clumsy mask that seemed to be crying but not crying, and also seemed to be smiling, the aura of the mother of the red spider lilies, who was sitting high on the throne, trembled slightly. It was obvious that she had a reaction. The red spider lilies bloom in the seven-colored sky, and the flowers fall to become immortal for 1,000 years. What does the owner of this ghost mask have to do with you, Senior? Or, Senior is the owner of this ghost mask? Jun Xiaoyao looked straight at the mother of the red spider lilies. Chapter 1053. Jun Xiaoyao had always wanted to find an answer about the ghost-masked woman. He had seen the traces left behind by the ghost-masked woman several times before. However, the ghost-masked woman seemed to have mistaken him for her brother's reincarnation. Therefore, Jun Xiaoyao wanted to find out the truth. Among the traces left behind by the ghost-masked woman, there were traces of the red spider lilies. There was also the ghost mask that Xian Yu was wearing. All of these clues pointed to the Nirvana monarch tribe. That was why Jun Xiaoyao was there to find out what was going on. After taking out the ghost mask, the red spider lily's mother's expression was a little strange. Then, she actually stood up from the throne. Her delicate and flawless jade-like feet lightly tapped the void. Wherever his feet landed, red spider lilies bloomed. Her white bare feet and the scarlet-red spider lilies complemented each other. The foot control was ecstatic. In the next instant, the red spider lily's mother arrived in front of Jun Xiaoyao. That pressure was not deliberately released, but it was enough to crush a supreme being expert instantly and make his body explode. Even though Jun Xiaoyao had the chaotic physique and cultivated the law of the physical body, his body was still weak. At this moment, His bones were creaking slightly as he felt a terrifying pressure. Xian Yu, who was at the side, felt as if her soul was about to freeze. If not for Jun Xiaoyao blocking all the pressure for her, Xian Yu's body would have collapsed. It was too terrifying. The red spider lily's mother's cultivation realm was unfathomable. She was definitely not at the level of an ordinary immortal king. "Where did you get this mask from?" the red spider lily's mother asked. "Senior, perhaps you should answer my doubts first," Jun Xiaoyao said calmly. Jun Xiaoyao's expression remained calm when he faced this top-notch cultivator from the other side. His innate family background and temperament allowed him to be calm even when facing an immortal king. "Are you bargaining with me?" The red spider lily's mother clearly did not expect Jun Xiaoyao to have such an attitude. In the past, even her clansmen would prostrate themselves before her, not daring to look her in the eye. "I'm here to seek answers, not to answer questions," Jun Xiaoyao said. There was another reason why he was so calm. Even so, he was almost 90% sure of it. The red spider lily's mother wouldn't harm him. "Your karma is very vague." The spider lily mother's voice was indifferent. She even took a step deeper into the undying king realm. Deducing karma was naturally not a problem. However, she was unable to capture the slightest trace of Jun Xiaoyao's past. It was like a blank space. Jun Xiaoyao smiled and did not hide anything. He dispelled his concealment technique and revealed his true appearance. He was immortal-like and incomparably handsome. "Let me formally introduce myself. I am Jun Xiaoyao from the Jun family of the Immortal region," Jun Xiaoyao said with a gentle smile. At the back, Xian Yu was completely dumbfounded. Did Jun Xiaoyao not want to live anymore? Revealing his identity as a member of the Jun family of the Immortal region in front of an immortal king of a foreign emperor clan. What was the difference between this and courting death? This? The gaze of the red spider lily's mother under the mask suddenly focused on Jun Xiaoyao's face. Her focus was not on Jun Xiaoyao's identity and background as a member of the Jun family of the Immortal region. Instead, it was on his face. In her memory, there seemed to be a blurry face that gradually became clear. That face brought her endless warmth, similar to Jun Xiaoyao in front of her. It was like a similar flower. After cultivating for countless years, her cold and silent heart actually trembled slightly because of Jun Xiaoyao. An inexplicable emotion emerged from the bottom of her heart. "You are Jun Xiaoyao," the red spider lily's mother muttered to herself, her gaze never moving away from Jun Xiaoyao's face. "What's going on?" At the back, Xian Yu was incomparably shocked. After learning of Jun Xiaoyao's true identity and background, the red spider lily's mother did not release any killing intent. She was only a little surprised as she stared at Jun Xiaoyao in a daze. Jun Xiaoyao had already expected this. Although his appearance was indeed enough to make all the women in the world fall for him at first glance. But as the supreme immortal red spider lily's mother, she was obviously not obsessed with looks. That meant that Jun Xiaoyao's face was reflected in someone in the heart of the red spider lily's mother. From the looks of it, could it be that the red spider lily's mother is the ghost-masked woman? The person she is looking for should be her brother, who is also the person who looks like me. And the reason why Xian Yu was chosen is probably because of similar life experiences that produced some kind of resonance. Jun Xiaoyao instantly thought of a lot and guessed the cause and effect. However, what happened next caught him off guard. A warm and delicate jade-like hand caressed Jun Xiaoyao's cheek. The red spider lily's mother looked as if her soul had been sucked out. She could only look at Jun Xiaoyao. The ghost-masked mask covered her expression, but it could not hide the complicated look in her eyes. In this world, when a flower withers, will it bloom again at a certain point in time in the future? The red spider lily's mother said something that seemed to come out of nowhere. A strange look appeared in Jun Xiaoyao's eyes, and then he said faintly, "There are no flowers that are exactly the same in this world, just like there are no people that are exactly the same." "Is that so?" The red spider lily's mother's tone was faint. Senior, can you answer this junior's doubts? Jun Xiaoyao wanted to know if the red spider lily's mother was the ghost-masked woman that he had been looking for. Hearing this, the red spider lily's mother withdrew her jade-like hand that was caressing Jun Xiaoyao. Then she slowly raised her hand and took off the ghost-masked mask on her face. The mist surged and the light shone. It was incomparably hazy. Ordinary people would find it difficult to see her face clearly and would be isolated. However, Jun Xiaoyao had the eye of chaos and could see the peerless beauty of the red spider lily's mother. Her facial features could be said to be extremely beautiful. Among the women that Jun Xiaoyao had seen, she could be ranked in the top 5. There was a bright red mark of the red spider lily between her eyebrows. Time could not leave any blemishes on this face. It could only precipitate a kind of charm of time. You said that I might have misunderstood you as someone. But in fact, you might have misunderstood me as well. The red spider lily's mother said. Jun Xiaoyao's eyes flashed, and he was slightly surprised. Could it be that his guess was wrong? The red spider lily's mother was not related to the ghost-masked woman? However, the ghost-masked woman's various clues did indeed point to the red spider lily clan. She seemed to have seen the surprise in Jun Xiaoyao's eyes. The red spider lily's mother said faintly, "The red spider lily blooms for 1,000 years and wilts for 1,000 years. The flowers and leaves will never meet again. Love is not karma. Fate determines life and death. She is just waiting for a person to return. Waiting for 1,000 years and another 1,000 years. One era and another era. In the end, what she waited for was just a similar flower. How sad is that?" The red spider lily's mother sighed. Jun Xiaoyao's expression changed slightly. Could it be that Senior is not? Jun Xiaoyao did not expect that he would guess wrongly. He heard from the red spider lily's mother that she was not the ghost-masked woman, but she had seen the ghost-masked woman before. "No, you guessed correctly, but not completely. I am her, but also not her." Chapter 1054. The red spider lily mother's words seemed to be beating around the bush. Jun Xiaoyao didn't think that she was deliberately playing the riddle. "Senior, can you elaborate?" Jun Xiaoyao's expression was solemn. The red spider lily mother looked at Jun Xiaoyao. Originally, according to her position, she should directly kill Jun Xiaoyao. But in her heart, there was a certain emotion surging. When she saw Jun Xiaoyao, it was as if she saw the most familiar and closest person. Therefore, the red spider lily mother couldn't do anything to Jun Xiaoyao at all. Forget about the fact that he was just a member of Immortal Domain's Jun family. Even if he slaughtered the entire Emperor family, the red spider lily mother probably wouldn't harm Jun Xiaoyao. This was an existence engraved into the soul. In the past, this king was nothing more than a red spider lily that bloomed in the unspeakable lands by the banks of the underworld river. After the baptism of countless years, who knows how many great eras, I grew step by step to become an immortal king. However, when this king wanted to enter a deeper realm, this king failed, suffering serious injuries. My cultivation in all eras was destroyed in an instant. The mother of the resurrection lilies was recounting her memories. The red spider lily had a special reincarnation ability. It was because they were yellow springs flowers that could guide souls. This was an ability that other creatures found difficult to possess. They could even condense reincarnation seals, reviving one life after another. But that time, the red spider lily mother was seriously injured, suffering great Dao injuries, even the immortal Dao fruit about to shatter. And right at that time, a woman wearing a ghost mask appeared. She wasn't a foreign creature, yet she entered in such a grandiose manner. No one could stop her. Even if the immortal kings were in front of her, they were still incomparably terrified. The kings all retreated. The ghost-masked woman came specifically for the red spider lily. She wanted to borrow the red spider lily's reincarnation ability to live another life. Erase or coexist. The ghost-masked woman gave her a choice. erase her consciousness and directly seize her body, or merge with her and coexist with her. After a lifetime of reincarnation, the ghost-masked woman completely cultivated the red spider lily's divine ability. The red spider lily mother could then take back the control of her will. At that time, the red spider lily mother didn't hesitate, directly choosing to merge with her. It was because she could sense that the ghost-masked woman's strength was terrifying, definitely at the level of history. To be able to merge with her, the red spider lily mother's throat was actually not a loss. The only thing she could provide to the masked woman was the reincarnation technique of the Permetha flower lineage. Then, everything followed a natural process. The ghost-masked woman was reborn. She red spider lily mother's red spider lily. The red spider mother's mother was the red mother, was the red spider lily mother, was the red spider lily mother. The Permetha imperial clan was also established at that time. The B, the S. She's too formidable. In just a single lifetime, she completely comprehended the various profundities of the Permetha flower clan and created the Permetha samsara technique. Was this, after a lifetime, she left. The red spider lily mother sighed with emotion when she said this. It was hard to imagine that the red spider lily mother, who was revered by countless people in the foreign world, would talk about a person with such a respectful tone. The ghost-masked woman, even she could only sigh in admiration. She was too powerful, walking the ancient history, resisting the passage of time. Even the epics couldn't erase her. Jun Xiaoyao was also enlightened. As if he was enlightened, he understood many things. Why did the ghost-masked woman have the power of the red spider lily? Why could she walk the ancient history as she pleased? There was also the ghost-masked woman burial emperor from the eternal burial earth. When Jun Xiaoyao entered the burial world, the ghost-masked woman burial emperor had helped him. The ghost-masked woman burial emperor could also use the power of the red spider lily. Now that he thought about it, the ghost-masked woman burial emperor might be the ghost-masked woman's broken shell in one of her lives. After being buried in the burial earth, she was reborn with intelligence. So now, Senior is also affected by her? Jun Xiaoyao asked. The red spider lily mother said, Indeed, there is still a part of her consciousness in my consciousness. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been taken in by the Permetha organization. The red spider lily mother glanced at Xianyu. Only then did Xianyu understand why she was chosen. Perhaps her life experience was similar to that of the ghost-masked woman. Many of Jun Xiaoyao's mysteries were solved. However, there was only one regret. The red spider lily mother was only one of the ghost-masked woman's lives. It wasn't even a complete life, because it was only a symbiotic relationship. Then where was the real her? There were traces left in various places. She had never seen Jun Xiaoyao with her own eyes, but she had helped him greatly many times. If it was just a similar flower, Jun Xiaoyao felt that he couldn't afford this favor. Are you still wondering where she is? The red spider lily mother saw Jun Xiaoyao's expression and asked. Indeed. Jun Xiaoyao nodded. With your talent, perhaps it won't take long for you to meet her. She's also waiting. Waiting for what? Jun Xiaoyao asked. Waiting for you to fully mature and become an existence that can truly look down on all eternity. When that time comes, the truth that she's searching for might appear. The truth, huh? Jun Xiaoyao smirked when he heard that. He also wanted to see this ghost-masked woman who was so talented that she could condense the seal of reincarnation and wander through ancient history. Thank you for answering my questions. Jun Xiaoyao cupped his hands slightly. He had obtained the clues that he should have obtained. He could only say that he still had regrets. But thinking about it, although the red spider lily mother was immeasurably strong, compared to the ghost-masked woman, she was still inferior. By the way, I can tell you one more thing. She once entered the Avacania lands, the red spider lily mother said. Oh! Jun Xiaoyao had another guess. The ghost-masked woman had entered the Avacania lands. Could she have encountered the ultimate disaster? That piqued Jun Xiaoyao's curiosity. On one side was the ghost-masked woman who was so talented that she wandered through ancient history. On the other side was the ultimate disaster in the legends of the other side, an unspeakable existence. Why did the ghost-masked woman go to the Avacania lands? Did she witness the ultimate disaster with her own eyes? Although there were some mysteries in his heart, since the red spider lily mother didn't say anything, Jun Xiaoyao didn't ask. Thank you, senior. I'll take my leave. Jun Xiaoyao prepared to leave. You're leaving just like that? The red spider lily mother suddenly said. Jun Xiaoyao's footsteps paused. The red spider lily mother waved her jade-like hand slightly. Something suddenly appeared in Jun Xiaoyao's spatial artifact. She even gave this to you, the red spider lily mother said. Jun Xiaoyao was stunned. The thing that appeared was a flower. It was in the ancient road, buried Emperor's Star, chaotic ancient tower, 999 levels. The ghost-masked woman's imprint sent a real flower through the river of time. May I ask, senior, the flower looked ordinary and only had 4 petals. Even Jun Xiaoyao couldn't recognize its origin. This is the flower of 4 souls. It contains the seal of samsara. It seems that she has already foreseen that you will encounter a life and death calamity in the future. The red spider lily mother's tone was heavy. Chapter 1055. A life and death calamity? Jun Xiaoyao's expression was indifferent when he heard the red spider lily's mother's words. If an ordinary person knew that they might encounter a life and death calamity in the future, they would most likely feel uneasy and somewhat flustered. However, Jun Xiaoyao did not feel this way at all. This was the confidence that came from absolute talent and strength. However, this reminded Jun Xiaoyao of a glimpse of the future when he was condensing his future primordial spirit. Heaven and earth were in turmoil, tens of thousands of creatures were bathed in blood, and even the corpses of quasi-emperors were strewn across the universe. There was also Jiang Shengyi. Could a life and death calamity be related to that kind of calamity? Did the ghost-masked woman really foresee that he would encounter a life and death calamity by giving him the flower of 4 souls in advance? Senior, may I ask what the function of the flower of 4 souls is? Jun Xiaoyao asked. Even with his background and insight, he had never heard of the flower of 4 souls. The flower of 4 souls will help you at a critical moment, but that is a last resort, the red spider lily's mother said. For some reason, she felt that Jun Xiaoyao might encounter a life and death calamity in the future. The red spider lily's mother felt an inexplicable stabbing pain in her heart. She knew that this was the remnant will of the ghost-masked woman influencing her. By the way, are you willing to learn the Paramitha Samsara immortal art? The red spider lily's mother asked. Jun Xiaoyao was taken aback when he heard this. The Paramitha Samsara immortal art? That should be the supreme core cultivation technique of the Paramitha emperors. It was also a top-notch cultivation technique created by the ghost-masked woman in her previous life after she had thoroughly mastered the remarkable abilities of the Paramitha emperors. One could imagine how precious the Paramitha Samsara immortal art was. It could be said that even among the Paramitha emperors, there were not many who were qualified to cultivate this cultivation technique. However, the red spider lily's mother was willing to teach it to him, an outsider. The mother of the hurricane lily lowered her gaze when she saw Jun Xiaoyao looking at her. Jun Xiaoyao was also very smart and guessed that this might be the effect of the ghost-masked woman's remnant will. He did not stand on ceremony and nodded slightly. Thank you, senior. The red spider lily's mother raised her jade-like hand and pointed it out. Dazzling immortal light emerged and entered Jun Xiaoyao's mind between his brows. Because the Paramitha Samsara immortal art was too precious, there was no scroll left behind. Only by personally passing on the knowledge could it be passed on to others. Jun Xiaoyao felt a series of incomparably vast and abstruse scriptures surging into his mind. Oh right, there's also you. Your physique is special. Although you have a mortal physique, you can devour the origin of the myriad Tao. You are somewhat similar to that person. This heaven-devouring creation divine art is also a cultivation art she cultivates in. Are you willing to learn it? The mother of the spider lilies glanced at Mystic Moon. Of course. Thank you, Senior. Mystic Moon clasped her hands. This was a great opportunity that could not be obtained even if one begged for it. As for Xianyu, she had an impulse in her heart. She needed to have enough strength to keep up with Jun Xiaoyao's footsteps and not be a burden. The red spider lily's mother had also imparted the devouring fortune divine art to Xianyu. The Permethos Samsara immortal art and the heaven-devouring creation divine art were both created by the masked woman. And these two cultivation arts were of the immortal sutra level. From this, it could be seen how amazing the masked woman was. Jun Xiaoyao even felt that the masked woman might be the same as him. She had the monstrous talent of an outlier. The so-called outlier was an existence that heaven and earth could not tolerate. In the following time, Jun Xiaoyao and Xianyu stayed here for the time being to comprehend their respective cultivation arts. The red spider lily's mother was bored to death. She sat back on the throne and rested her chin on her jade-like hand, staring blankly at Jun Xiaoyao, who was immersed in cultivation. She didn't understand why the ghost-masked woman was so obsessed with finding a similar flower. Perhaps this was a beautiful misunderstanding in itself. Just as Jun Xiaoyao was immersed in cultivation, some things had happened in the outside world. Someone saw that in the area of the chaotic demon sea, there was a dark six-pointed star mark that illuminated the sky. That meant that another world destroyer king had appeared. The chaotic demon sea's geographical location was very special. It was located at the junction of the 10 great provinces of the foreign world and the Avacania lands. It was like the border that separated the two places. However, the chaotic demon sea was not dead and uninhabited. There were some islands scattered all over it. There were also some races living in it. The Iza clan that Kagura belonged to happened to be the immortal emperor clan that lived in the chaotic demon sea. Their ancestral land was also on an island in the chaotic demon sea. As mentioned before, the Iza clan was related to the races in the Avacania land. It was because they were close that they knew some secrets of the Avacania land. And now, another world destroyer king had appeared in the chaotic demon sea, which undoubtedly attracted a lot of attention. Another world destroyer king has appeared. It's time to find the first king's palace. After Kagura received the news, she prepared to find Jun Xiaoyao. The 6 kings were about to appear. It was time to prepare to go to the Avacania lands. Moreover, apart from this reason, Kagura had another matter to attend to. She also needed to return to the chaotic demon sea. She learned that Jun Xiaoyao had appeared in the Nirvana continent, so she also rushed to the Nirvana clan. Soon, Kagura saw Meng Nuer. The two women stood facing each other. Meng Nuer, where is the first king's palace? Kagura smiled slightly. Her beauty was unparalleled. If two women, especially two peerless women, met, there were only two kinds of relationship. Or they were as close as sisters, or they were competing in beauty. Xiaoyao Gongzi is a guest in my clan. He talked with me all night long. We had a good talk. Meng Nuer was also smiling. Her face was dreamy. Oh, is that so? Then I'll have to ask the first king's palace myself. Kagura's beautiful eyes narrowed slightly. A strange atmosphere spread between the two women. There was actually a feeling of jealousy. Forget it, I'll tell you directly. Xiaoyao Gongzi went to visit the supreme of my clan. Do you want to go find him too? Meng Nuer asked. The mother of the red spider lilies? Kagura's beautiful eyes narrowed. Even if she had the Iza clan behind her, she still couldn't look down on the Nirvana clan. The main reason was because of the mother of the red spider lilies. She was too mysterious and too powerful. Even some immortal kings were afraid of her and didn't want to become enemies with the Nirvana clan. In that case, I'll wait here. Sister Meng Nuer, do you welcome me? Kagura asked. Of course. Meng Nuer smiled. The two women were secretly wrestling with each other. One was as beautiful as a fairy, the other was as charming as a demon. Their temperaments were completely opposite. Jun Xiaoyao naturally didn't know that Kagura had come to find him. During this time, Jun Xiaoyao was also comprehending the immortal art of Paramita Samsara. It had to be said that this technique, created by the demon-masked woman, was very mysterious. It wasn't any weaker than the various immortal scriptures that Jun Xiaoyao had cultivated before. Moreover, this technique had combined all the abilities of the red spider lilies. Jun Xiaoyao couldn't digest it in a short time. However, during this time, he had learned from the immortal art of Paramita Samsara. He had refined a terrifying soul divine ability. The red spider lilies were originally good at the soul Tao. Previously, the blue-red spider lily's little heavenly lord had also wanted to use a soul ultimate technique to deal with Jun Xiaoyao. However, in the end, he had brought himself into a trap. Paramita Soul Bridge, Jun Xiaoyao muttered to himself. This was the soul divine ability that he had refined from the immortal art of Paramita Samsara. The Paramita Soul Bridge allowed the soul to cross to the other side. Once used, a soul bridge would appear. As long as the opponent's primordial spirit cultivation was slightly weaker, they would immediately be hit. The primordial spirit would leave the body and step on the soul bridge to the other side. This move could be used on the future primordial spirit. In this way, Jun Xiaoyao's past, present, future, and 3 primordial spirits would all have their own move. When used at the same time, the power could be multiplied. This could also become Jun Xiaoyao's trump card. Chapter 1056. After refining the Paramita Soul Bridge, a soul divine ability, the Paramita Soul Bridge, Jun Xiaoyao did not continue to train. He needed time to digest the mysteries of the Paramita reincarnation immortal art. It wasn't something that could be comprehended in a short period of time. Mystic Moon had also finished cultivating for the time being. Her aura was much more profound than before. It added a bit of coldness to her aura. Mystic Moon, seems like you have gained a lot. Jun Xiaoyao smiled. I have to thank you for bringing me here. Mystic Moon looked at Jun Xiaoyao with eyes full of gratitude. She didn't play any role in finding the Paramita flower's mother this time. She was a burden. And now, Mystic Moon, who had obtained the heaven-devouring creation immortal art, finally had the confidence to follow Jun Xiaoyao. Jun Xiaoyao turned to look at the Paramita flower's mother and cupped his hands. Thank you, Senior, for helping me, a person from the immortal domain. The Paramita flower's mother didn't say anything. If it was any other being from the immortal domain, she could kill them with a single thought. Jun Xiaoyao, on the other hand, was from the immortal region. Even if he wanted to destroy the entire immortal domain, the Paramita flower's mother wouldn't do anything to hurt him. Since things have come to this and I've gotten the answers I wanted, I'll take my leave first. Jun Xiaoyao prepared to leave. Wait. The Paramita flower's mother suddenly spoke. She glanced at Mystic Moon. Mystic Moon, wait outside. Jun Xiaoyao said. Yes. Mystic Moon nodded and left the palace. Only the Paramita flower's mother and Jun Xiaoyao were left. The Paramita flower's mother raised her hand. A beautiful Paramita flower appeared and floated towards Jun Xiaoyao. The seemingly beautiful flower actually contained a pressure and power that caused one's heart to palpitate. Seeing the flower is like seeing me. It can help you avoid some trouble. The Paramita flower's mother said. Jun Xiaoyao's identity was too sensitive. If he was exposed, he would face a disaster. Even the mother of the red spider lilies couldn't tell. She was worried about Jun Xiaoyao. Did it come from the heart, or did it come from the ghost-masked woman's will? Perhaps there was no difference between the two. Jun Xiaoyao took it and put away the red spider lilies. A smile appeared on his face. Thank you, Jun Xiaoyao said sincerely. He knew that even if it was because of the ghost-masked woman's will, the Permetha flower's mother would still take care of him. However, he still had to thank him. He seemed to have noticed that Jun Xiaoyao had the intention to leave. The red spider lily's mother hesitated. Jun Xiaoyao was very sharp and noticed this. "May I ask if Senior has anything else to say?" The red spider lily's mother hesitated for a moment before speaking. "I don't know if it can hug me?" To tell the truth, even the Hellflower mother hadn't expected herself to say something like this. Who was she? She was the queen of the Nirvana tribe. He was a well-known undying even in the other side. She had reached her level. Even emotions such as feelings and desires were things that could be easily controlled. But now, she was asking for a hug? If she hadn't said it herself, the red spider lily's mother wouldn't have believed it. This didn't seem like something she would say. It could only be said that the remnants of the ghost-masked woman's will had already merged with her own, affecting her judgment. Jun Xiaoyao was also stunned. For such a top immortal to say such words, it was indeed a bit strange. However, he thought of the ghost-masked woman Burial Emperor. When he left the eternal burial ground, the ghost-masked woman Burial Emperor also wanted him to hug her. Perhaps that ghost-masked woman lacked love too much. Jun Xiaoyao didn't hesitate and directly stepped forward and hugged the red spider lily's mother's waist. The red spider lily's mother answered his doubts, and even gave him the Permetha reincarnation, immortal art, and devouring heaven creation, immortal art. A hug wasn't a loss. Fortunately, Jun Xiaoyao's body was a chaotic body and was incomparably strong. Otherwise, it would be awkward. It was difficult to even get close to the red spider lily's mother, let alone hug her. Feeling Jun Xiaoyao's body temperature, the red spider lily's mother's delicate body couldn't help but tremble. An emotion that originated from the depths of her soul emerged. She also couldn't help but lean her head on Jun Xiaoyao's shoulder. Her smooth and creamy skin was very close to Jun Xiaoyao and was enough to make anyone's heart beat faster. However, Jun Xiaoyao was very calm and his emotions were calm. After going through Luo Xiangling, he no longer thought of casually flirting with beautiful old aunties, because there were too many troubles. One Luo Xiangling was already so troublesome. Not to mention the red spider lily's mother, who was much stronger and much older. To put it bluntly, the red spider lily's mother was enough to be Jun Xiaoyao's great-grandmother. Hence, when he hugged this beautiful great-grandmother, Jun Xiaoyao's heart was as calm as still water. It seemed like 10,000 years had passed, but also like it was only an instant. Jun Xiaoyao let go of his hand. Although the red spider lily's mother's delicate body was delicate and smooth, Jun Xiaoyao didn't have the slightest bit of reluctance. The red spider lily's mother's heart instantly felt empty, as if she had lost something. However, she was an immortal after all and quickly calmed down. "Goodbye." Jun Xiaoyao left. Looking at Jun Xiaoyao's back, the red spider lily's mother's gaze was deep, and there was a faint trace of complexity and longing. "What kind of storm will you cause in this world?" The red spider lily's mother vaguely felt that the reason Jun Xiaoyao was hiding his identity. It was possible that he was going to do something big in the foreign world. At that time, he would definitely be in an extremely dangerous situation. At that point, the red spider lily's mother didn't know if she would have to sacrifice the entire red spider lily clan for him. On the other side, Jun Xiaoyao also left the palace. Mystic Moon was waiting outside. "In the future, there might be a day when we meet again," Jun Xiaoyao muttered in his heart. He had a premonition that a storm would come in the future. The red spider lily's mother shouldn't turn a blind eye to it. In this way, apart from the mysterious immortal that Jun Xiaoyao fabricated himself, Shanao of Beach, the nine-tailed king, and the red spider lily's mother, he had three immortal kings supporting him from behind. Among them, the red spider lily's mother's cultivation was suspected to be above an ordinary immortal. Jun Xiaoyao couldn't determine it at the moment. But no matter what, Jun Xiaoyao's background could be considered to be deep now. Then, He and Mystic Moon left the bottomless abyss and returned to the Red Spider Lily clan. When Jun Xiaoyao returned to the Red Spider Lily clan, many members of the Red Spider Lily clan were extremely surprised. "Young master, you saw Supreme?" Meng Nu rushed over when she heard the news. Jun Xiaoyao was rather surprised by the arrival of another woman, who looked incredibly alluring. "Kagura." "I did see her," Jun Xiaoyao said. Everyone was shocked. Not everyone was qualified to see the Red Spider Lily's mother. "Young master is indeed fated with my Red Spider Lily clan." Meng Nu approached Jun Xiaoyao and smiled, looking very intimate. Jun Xiaoyao raised his eyebrows. Although she was respectful to him before, she wasn't so intimate, was she? "First King's Palace, you finally appeared. Nuwa has been waiting for a long time." Kagura twisted her slim waist and also came to Jun Xiaoyao's side, holding Jun Xiaoyao's arm with her jade-like hand. Jun Xiaoyao suddenly understood. Meng Nu and Kagura seemed to be wrestling in the dark. "What are you looking for me for?" Jun Xiaoyao asked. "The dark hexagram mark of Chaos Demon Sea has reappeared," Kagura said. Jun Xiaoyao's eyes lit up. That meant that another king of annihilation had been born. Chapter 1057. Jun Xiaoyao knew a thing or two about the Chaos Demon Sea. It was located at the border between the 10 continents and the Avacania lands. Jun Xiaoyao didn't know the specifics. "You know about the Chaos Demon Sea situation?" Jun Xiaoyao asked. Your Highness, you must be joking. The ancestral land of the Iza clan is in the Chaos Demon Sea." Kagura laughed. "I see." Jun Xiaoyao understood. In the Chaos Demon Sea there were also otherworldly clans. He also knew why Kagura knew so many secrets. The pavilion closest to the water enjoys the moonlight first. The Iza clan was close to the Avacania lands, so they naturally knew a lot of secret information. "Well then, let's leave this place first," Jun Xiaoyao said. "Won't Gongzi stay for a few more days?" "I would like to discuss the Tao with Gongzi," Meng Nu invited. "Sister, you may not have this chance. Milord's time is very precious." Kagura showed a smug look. Meng Nu secretly gritted her teeth. Jun Xiaoyao saw it. Meng Nu was as otherworldly as a fairy. Kagura was as charming as a seductive enchantress. Sure enough, they had completely different styles. No wonder they were secretly competing with each other. "Thank you for your invitation, Miss Meng Nu. I still have important matters to attend to, so I'll take my leave for now." Jun Xiaoyao refused. "That's a pity. But since Gongzi can face the supreme of my clan, then the door of the Nirvana clan will always be open for Gongzi," Meng Nu said sincerely. However, Kagura interrupted, "Then will your door be open for Milord?" Hearing this, the pure and innocent Meng Nu's face turned slightly red, and she was a little embarrassed. How could she not know Kagura's dirty jokes? Seeing Kagura's teasing gaze, she refused to be outdone and replied, "As long as Gongzi doesn't mind, I'm naturally willing to open my door. Miss Meng, I'll take my leave." Jun Xiaoyao cupped his hands and left. He didn't want to be associated with any other woman. Mystic Moon followed closely behind. "Goodbye." Kagura chuckled and left. Looking at Kagura's back, Meng Nu snorted. This woman, Jun Xiaoyao, Kagura, and Mystic Moon flew through the void. "You said that the black hexagram mark appeared in the chaotic demon sea. Do you know the identity of the World Destroyer King?" Jun Xiaoyao asked. "I don't know for the time being. However, with our clan's connections in the chaotic demon sea, it won't be difficult for us to find out the truth once we return," said Kagura. "So, it's already very soon before the 6 kings gather and head to the Avacania lands?" Jun Xiaoyao was thinking of some plans. "That's right. So, does the first king's palace want to bring Nunu to the chaotic demon sea?" Kagura's eyes were filled with anticipation. What else do you want to say?" Jun Xiaoyao asked faintly. "First Seat King, what do you mean? If you want me to go to the chaotic demon sea with you, there should be something else, right?" Jun Xiaoyao asked. Kagura's expression froze for a moment before she burst into laughter. I knew that I wouldn't be able to hide my intentions from your highness. It's like this. Nunu has a cousin who is related to me by blood. She might be getting married soon. However, the person she's getting married to, Kagura's expression was a little strange when she said this. Go ahead. Jun Xiaoyao's interest was piqued. Next, Kagura gave a simple explanation. In the chaotic demon sea, there used to be many emperor clans that dominated the entire sea. For example, there Izya Emperor clan. For example, the Haki imperial family. The Haki imperial family used to be one of the overlords of the chaotic demon sea. It was said that they originated from an unimaginably strong existence. However, in recent eras, the Haki imperial family had been declining day by day. Especially in the last war between the two worlds, the Haki imperial family had lost many top powerhouses. This caused the clan's powerhouses to wither. Until now, only an immortal king who had been in seclusion for a long time was holding on. There weren't even many quasi-immortal level powerhouses left. In the previous era, the Haki imperial family had intermarried with the Izya Emperor clan. However, in recent eras there were fewer interactions. This time, the person getting married was Kagura's distant cousin who was somewhat related to her by blood. And the person she was getting engaged to was the young master of the Haki imperial family. However, what was controversial was that the young master of the Haki imperial family was born with a crippled body and couldn't cultivate. No one was willing to marry a cripple. So, Nu's cousin doesn't seem to be very willing to marry the young master of the Haki imperial family, Kagura said. Jun Xiaoyao's expression became a little strange after hearing this. A declining clan. A crippled young master. A wedding banquet. Good lord, there was an inside story. Don't tell me that the young master of the Haki imperial family is the new king of destruction. That's too boring, Jun Xiaoyao thought to himself. On the surface, he said, since you said that the Haki imperial family is declining, then it's not a big deal if they don't get married. That's right, but first of all, the grandfather of the Haki imperial family's young master saved that cousin's parents in an accident. Secondly, although the Haki imperial family is declining, there is another imperial family that is on good terms with them. That imperial family is definitely not to be trifled with. Kagura put her hand to her forehead, looking a little helpless. That imperial family is, Jun Xiaoyao said. The Torch Dragon imperial family, or the Torch Dragon clan, Kagura said with a serious tone. Obviously, even the Izya Emperor clan didn't want to offend the Torch Dragon clan. Torch Dragon, Jun Xiaoyao whispered. This was also one of the ancient ferocious beasts. Strictly speaking, they belonged to the Dragon clan. However, the Torch Dragon clan was extremely powerful. Even among the Dragon clan, they were an extremely powerful clan. It was said that this clan could see day when they opened their eyes, and night when they closed their eyes. They were a clan that was born with the mysterious power of time. One had to know that the power of time was one of the most mysterious and powerful energies. Other living beings had to cultivate to the level of a quasi-emperor before they could start to come into contact with the power of time. Only after reaching the level of a great emperor could they start to control it. If they wanted to manifest it in the river of time, they would need to be even more powerful, at least at the level of a mythical emperor. However, this clan was born with the ability to control time. Of course, the Torch Dragon clan in the foreign domain might not be pure-blooded Torch Dragons. However, they probably wouldn't be too weak. I see. The Torch Dragon clan is on good terms with the Haki imperial family, so you don't want to offend the Torch Dragon clan. Jun Xiaoyao finally understood. So you want to pull me over to suppress the Torch Dragon clan and make them a little wary, Jun Xiaoyao said. He wasn't alone now. He was the war god of Ares Academy and Tushan's son-in-law. Both of these forces could be considered as his backing. Not to mention that he was now in contact with the Permitha clan. Jun Xiaoyao's background wasn't any weaker than those princes and princesses. In fact, it might even surpass them. Hearing this, Kagura hurriedly said, "Of course not. How would I dare to cause trouble for you, sir? Actually, getting married isn't a big deal. It's just a slight grievance for my cousin." Kagura wanted to help her cousin. However, if Jun Xiaoyao didn't want to, she definitely wouldn't cause trouble for Jun Xiaoyao. "It's fine. I was going to the Chaotic Demon Sea to investigate that World Destroyer King anyway, and also attend the wedding." "What's wrong with that?" Jun Xiaoyao smiled. He didn't mind. In fact, he was very interested. "Thank you, sir." Kagura revealed a joyful expression. Her delicate body pressed against Jun Xiaoyao, and her voluptuous breasts pressed against Jun Xiaoyao's arm. Is the young master of the Haki imperial family really trash, or is there something else? Chapter 1058. The Chaos Demon Sea was located in the gap between the 10 major states of the Foreign Realm and the Avacania land. Just like the Chu River and Han boundary, it divided the two areas. The Chaos Demon Sea was vast and boundless. In terms of size, it was comparable to the size of a major state. Islands were scattered all over the place. Many races lived on many of the islands. There was no lack of powerful emperor clans among them. In the center of the Chaos Demon Sea, there was an island as large as a continent. On the island there was a myriad of scenery. A palace floated in midair. There was a river of Yin with Yin Qi that poured down from the void like a waterfall. This was where the Iza clan was located. The Iza clan originated from the mother goddess of the foreign realm, Izanami. In the Chaos Demon Sea, they were an absolute overlord force. At this moment, in a palace at the core of the island, a group of people were gathered here, discussing something. "Have you really decided to marry Yomi to that useless brat from the Haki imperial family?" someone asked. "Yomi is the most outstanding descendant of our clan besides Kagura. How can we marry a useless brat?" An old man with extraordinary aura and white hair and beard said coldly. He was the 5th elder of the Iza clan. He was also a powerhouse of Yomi's lineage. Yomi was Kagura's distant cousin. She was also the most talented descendant of the entire Iza imperial clan, besides Kagura. But this marriage has already been agreed. If we go against it, where will the Haki imperial family's face go? Another old man said worriedly. It's just a declining clan. They will eventually be buried in history. The 5th elder didn't care at all. No matter how declining they are, a skinny camel is still bigger than a horse. If we really provoke them, who knows what they will do? They still have an immortal king who is in seclusion. Besides, have you forgotten about the Candle Dragon's lineage? An old woman in the leader's seat said. She was the 1st elder of the Iza clan, and her aura was also unfathomable. When the Candle Dragon's lineage was mentioned, even the 5th elder fell silent. The Candle Dragon's lineage was on good terms with the Haki imperial family. The Candle Dragon's lineage would also participate in this wedding banquet. If the marriage was ruined, although the Candle Dragon's lineage would not go to war with the Izaiji clan for the sake of the Haki imperial family, the Candle Dragon's lineage would not go to war with the Izaiji clan. But they would definitely put pressure on him. My clan Shinlu is one of the World Destroyer Kings. Would the Candle Dragon's bloodline really dare to provoke us? The 5th elder said with a hint of reluctance. Who knows? The Candle Dragon's lineage is well hidden. No one knows the background of those shameless snakes. The Grand Elder shook his head slightly. Right, isn't Kagura related to that war god? If it's him, suddenly, the 5th elder seemed to have thought of something. It was as if he had grabbed onto a life-saving straw. Right now, Jun Xiaoyao's reputation in the other side was resounding, like the midday sun. Even in the distant chaotic demon sea, there were still legends of Jun Xiaoyao circulating. He possessed the primordial unparalleled chaotic body, and his origins were mysterious, and there was a mysterious undying protecting him. The Shanao of Beach of the Ares Academy was also his backing. Later on, he even became Tushan's son-in-law. It could be said that if Jun Xiaoyao was truly willing to help, his authority would definitely not be inferior to that of the Candle Dragon's lineage. I've also heard of his name. However, this matter will have to depend on that girl Kagura. Let's leave it to fate. The Grand Elder shook his head slightly. He didn't have much hope. After all, not everyone was willing to offend the Candle Dragon's lineage. At this moment, in another side hall, a young girl was inside. The young girl had a head of straight black hair. It was smooth and shiny. Her facial features were elegant, and there was a hint of seductive charm in her phoenix eyes. Her skin was fair, and her figure was tall and beautiful. This girl was Kagura's distant cousin. She was also the bride of the wedding banquet. Her name was Yomi. Right now, her expression was very cold, and there was a hint of resistance. Why does it have to be me? That young master of the Haki imperial family, it's fine if his talent is mediocre. But he's a cripple, and he can't even cultivate. And I, your daughter, am the most outstanding person in the clan apart from my cousin Kagura. Yomi looked at her parents. Yomi's parents also had a hint of self-blame on their faces. In the past, they had encountered an accident. It was the grandfather of the Haki imperial family's young master who saved them. At that time, the news that the Haki imperial family's young master was a cripple hadn't spread yet. That was why they agreed to let Yomi marry him out of gratitude. Who would have thought that such a thing would happen? The dignified young master of an imperial family was actually a cripple. Without a doubt, this was an extremely preposterous matter. No matter how much the Haki imperial family declined, it shouldn't be like this. This was what they truly regretted. Your daughter won't marry him. On the day of the wedding banquet, I will publicly announce the cancellation of the engagement, Yomi said coldly. To be honest, she didn't think that her standards were that high. But marrying a cripple was something that she absolutely couldn't accept. Daughter, this, Yomi's parents exchanged glances. They could see the helplessness in each other's eyes. You should know cousin Kagura, right? The man she likes is the war god of our world. He has the unparalleled chaos constitution, and he once made great achievements in the desolate border region. And your daughter's man is a cripple. How can this be? Yomi couldn't accept this. Especially when compared to this, Kagura's older cousin, the person that Kagura admired. He was the #1 king. He had the chaos constitution. He was the war god. And the man she was about to marry was a cripple who couldn't even cultivate. This disparity was simply too great. No one would be able to accept this. The atmosphere fell silent for a while. At this moment, an old man walked in. It was the 5th elder. 5th grandpa. Yomi's beautiful eyes lit up when she saw the old man. The 5th elder let out a sigh. Could it be? Yomi's face paled slightly. In the end, her family was still going to let her marry that cripple? Yomi, you don't need to be like this. If you get married, Kagura will naturally return. If she can invite that person, perhaps there will be a chance for things to turn around. The 5th elder smiled bitterly. What, that person will come? Yomi's white and delicate face revealed a look of pleasant surprise. Even though she was far away in the Chaos Demon Sea, she had heard of Jun Xiaoyao's name. Which girl didn't yearn for love? Which girl didn't admire heroes? Compared to the crippled young master of the Haki imperial family, Jun Xiaoyao was basically a son of heaven-level character. When she thought of Jun Xiaoyao's arrival, Yomi's gloominess lessened by quite a bit, because she would be able to see the Jun Xiaoyao she worshipped. At about the same time, on another island in the Chaos Demon Sea. This island was shrouded in an ancient and desolate aura. It was incomparably dark, like a demon island. On the island there was another emperor clan living there. The Haki imperial family. At this moment, in the center of the island, in front of an incomparably ancient shrine, a black-clothed young man stood there with his hands behind his back. There was a long-awaited look of excitement in his eyes. When the kings of darkness appear, the seal in my body will be undone. After carrying the title of cripple for so many years, I can finally wash it off. At the wedding banquet, I will let the world know. The young master of the Haki imperial family is not a cripple. Instead, he is an existence more monstrous than any other genius. And Yomi, I will let you know how honored it is to be able to marry me. Chapter 1059. This black-clothed young man was the famous young master of the Haki imperial family in the Chaos Demon Sea. His name was Nara. Nara's own meaning was infernal hell. From the sound of the name, he should be one of those top geniuses. But no. Not only was Nara not a genius, he even carried the nickname of trash all year round. One could imagine how much ridicule a young master of the imperial family would receive if he couldn't cultivate and was a piece of trash. Even if the Haki imperial family fell, it wouldn't be so unbearable. Therefore, Nara and the entire Haki imperial family received a lot of criticism and ridicule. But only Nara himself knew what the real truth was. In fact, not only was Nara not a piece of trash. On the contrary, he was a genius, an unprecedented genius. Not only was his cultivation talent extremely strong, but he was also born with a powerful evil force in his body. At that time, the entire Haki imperial family decided to train Nara as a secret weapon. They also directly gave him the position of young master. All the resources were tilted towards him. However, a turn of events happened. In the Yamata imperial clan, there was an ancient shrine that was enshrined. It was called the Orochi Shrine. It was used to worship the ancestors of the Haki imperial family. The origin of the Haki imperial family was an unimaginably strong existence. Evil god Orochi. It was different from the Iza clan's mother goddess of the netherworld and the Mahakami of the Black Heaven lineage. Evil god Orochi was too ancient. There weren't many records of it in ancient history. There were only some vague records. Rumor had it that he was a catastrophe from the end of the darkness. He brought endless darkness and disaster to the world. And the Haki imperial family had a custom. When the younger generation reached a certain age, they would worship in front of the Orochi shrine and beg for the evil god's blessing. However, when Nara was worshipping, everyone in the Haki imperial family thought that he would be blessed by the evil god and his cultivation would improve again. In the end, a purple light shot out from the Orochi shrine and entered Nara's body. Then, all of his power was sealed. Overnight, Nara turned from a monstrous genius to an ordinary person. No, he was worse than an ordinary person. No matter how bad an ordinary person's talent was, they could at least cultivate. However, Nara couldn't even cultivate. At that moment, a voice rang out in his heart. When the kings of darkness appear, the seal will be lifted. At that time, thou shalt enter the shrine and receive the true baptism of the evil god. Only Nara could hear these words. He told no one, because even if he did, it would be meaningless. In any case, he wouldn't be able to cultivate anymore. Nara's reputation as a good-for-nothing had always been attached to his head. But in recent times, as the Terminator Kings woke up one by one, Nero could clearly feel that the seal in her body was loosening. Nara sometimes even wondered if he was one of the kings of Armageddon. But no matter what, he believed that his seal would be broken soon. Nara stood in front of the Orochi shrine with his hands behind his back. No one had ever entered the shrine. It was a forbidden area for the Haki imperial family. But Nara believed that he would soon be able to enter and obtain supreme power. He was the son of destiny of this era. Nara, an old voice rang out. Grandpa. Nara turned around and saw a white-haired old man. It was his grandfather. Back then, it was also because of him that he was engaged to Huang Quan of the Iza clan. The day of the wedding is coming. At that time, you will have a way out. At least you will be able to live a peaceful life. Grandpa will be relieved. The old man smiled. Don't worry, Grandpa. I won't let you down. Nara took a deep breath. He didn't tell his secret to anyone, not even the people closest to him. On the day the seal was lifted, he didn't need to waste his breath. The world would naturally know how stupid they were. But Grandpa, I heard that Huang Quan doesn't seem to be willing? Nara said with a hint of playfulness in his tone. He also understood that no one was willing to marry a piece of trash. However, if Huang Quan really refused, then he would truly be blind. Don't worry, this wedding is in the bag. The Candle Dragon clan will also participate, the old man said with a determined tone. Whoever dared to stop this wedding would be the enemy of the Haki imperial family. Not to mention offending the Candle Dragon clan. The old man believed that no one would be so stupid. Then, time passed. The chaotic demon sea gradually became lively. After all, the Iza clan and the Haki imperial family were both overlords of the chaotic demon sea. Although the Haki imperial family was declining, a skinny camel was still bigger than a horse. Not to mention, there was Nara, the useless young master. Many people came because of his reputation and wanted to see this useless young master of the Emperor clan. Many people also had the attitude of watching a show. They didn't think that the genius of the Iza clan, Huang Quan, would be willing to marry this useless young master. Unless she was blind. Haha, interesting. I will definitely attend this wedding. That's right, it's the best show of the year. I don't believe that the genius of the Iza clan is really blind to fall in love with that useless young master. I wonder if I can see that beautiful Kagura? Hiss, that's one of the 6 kings of destruction. Her identity is extraordinary. But I heard that she is with the god of war. The god of war? I heard about him too. Unfortunately, we are in the chaotic demon sea and don't have the chance to go to the 10 great continents to pay respects to the god of war. There were warships and flying ships on every island in the chaotic demon sea. They were ready to participate in the wedding. At the same time, on another ancient island, there was also a group of people on flying ship. A man stood on the deck of a flying ship. The man's left eye was pure black and his right eye was pure white. It was like night and day. It was very strange. The surface of his skin was covered with a layer of fine dragon scales. He was a creature of the Candle Dragon's lineage. My brother is in seclusion to comprehend that remnant page. He asked me to attend the wedding on his behalf. But, with my brother's identity and status, why would he look at that useless young master Nara in a different light? And he told me that I must not offend him. Instead, I must build a good relationship with him. This man was called Zhu Huang. His brother was called Zhu Yi. He was the prince of the Candle Dragon's lineage and had extraordinary strength. And recently, he had gained another shocking identity. No matter what, I must listen to my brother. This time, I must help the young master of the Haki imperial family complete the wedding, Zhu Huang thought to himself. The Candle Dragons group also rushed to the island where the Iza clan was. Just as the entire chaotic demon sea was in a mess. At the border between the 10 great continents and the chaotic demon sea. 2 figures, one male and one female, appeared from the void. The man was wearing a white robe and his body was hazy. He didn't deliberately emit any aura, but it faintly made the void tremble. Women, on the other hand, were as beautiful as flowers and as beautiful as the moon. They were devastatingly beautiful. At the same time, they had a very charming temperament. It was Jun Xiaoyao and Kagura. As for Xianyu, Jun Xiaoyao asked her to return to the Ares Academy first. Chapter 1060. Is this the Chaos Demon Sea? Jun Xiaoyao looked around. The waves were vast, and there was a faint dark aura rising on the surface of the sea. The Chaos Demon Sea was the boundary between the 10 prefectures and the Avicania lands. There were also many races living in it. Even the Iza Emperor clan, the Haki imperial family, the Candle Dragon lineage, and other immortal emperor clans. Where does this Chaos Demon Sea originate from? Jun Xiaoyao asked. I heard that it's also related to the river Styx. After all, the river Styx is the mother river of our world, spanning across the 10 prefectures, Shenlu said. River Styx. Jun Xiaoyao's eyes revealed a thoughtful look. He thought of Luo Xiangling. It was also with the help of the river Styx that he could break through to the quasi-immortal realm after a long time. Jun Xiaoyao had a plan in his heart. If possible, he wanted to investigate the source of the river Styx. He wanted to see if he could find a way to make Luo Xiangling break through. After all, Luo Xiangling was now completely his person. If he could break through to become an immortal king. If that were to happen, Jun Xiaoyao would have gained yet another powerful backer. Although the quasi-immortal realm had a high status in the foreign realm, it was obviously incomparable to a true immortal king. The Chaos Demon Sea is quite lively. After Jun Xiaoyao condensed the 3 lives primordial spirit, his perception was very sharp. In addition, his primordial spirit was at the peak of the boundless level. With a thought, Jun Xiaoyao's divine soul perception swept across a large area of the sea. There were many people, horses, and fleets that were all rushing in the same direction. The wedding banquet should be about to begin, Shenlu said. In fact, she didn't want Huang Quan to marry the useless young master of the Haki imperial family. However, Jun Xiaoyao didn't express any opinions, and she couldn't force Jun Xiaoyao to do anything. Let's go, I haven't attended a wedding banquet in a long time. Jun Xiaoyao smiled. Shenlu rolled her eyes at Jun Xiaoyao charmingly. Your Highness, have you forgotten about the matchmaking convention so quickly? You married 5 people at once. Jun Xiaoyao smiled and didn't say anything. The 2 of them broke through the space. Kagura had also informed the Izei clansmen that she was going to go there in advance. On the other side, on the island where the Izya tribe was located, decorated with lanterns and colored banners, the atmosphere was exuberant. People from all walks of life gathered here. Congratulations to the daughter of the Isya Emperor clan on her wedding today. The Azaiji Imperial clan and the Haki Imperial family are really well matched. The newlyweds are also a perfect match. Creatures from various races came to congratulate him. However, the faces of the people of the Izya clan were all dark. The more they heard these congratulatory words, the more uncomfortable they felt. It was as if they were mocking the Izya tribe. What matching social status? What qualifications does that declined imperial clan have to match our social status? That's right. What perfect couple. Can that trash young master be compared to our family's young Miss Huang Quan? The faces of the Izya clansmen were as dark as the bottom of a pot. To them, this wedding banquet was not a joyous occasion, but a humiliation. In a side hall, Huang Quan's soft black hair was tied up into an exquisite bun with a white jade glass hairpin. Her slender and soft figure was covered in a long red dress, which added a touch of beauty and glamour to her. Her beautiful face with a hint of charm, with a little makeup and a red pill in her mouth, looked even more delicate and charming. The maid next to her was stunned and said, "Miss Huang Quan, you are so beautiful." Huang Quan pursed her lips and smiled. The maid was puzzled and couldn't help but ask curiously, "Miss, didn't you say that you were going to refuse the marriage in public today? Why are you still dressed so beautifully and wearing a wedding dress?" The maid was a little puzzled. It was reasonable to say that Huang Quan should be quite resistant and disgusted with today's wedding banquet. However, her mood was not as cold and gloomy as expected. Huang Quan smiled and said, "Of course I have to refuse the marriage. It is impossible for me to marry the young master of Yamata." "But why do you think that I am dressed for the wedding? Then why?" The maid was even more puzzled. Huang Quan didn't explain anything. She just wanted to add a little more glory in front of the great hero she admired. If Nara knew about this, he would definitely vomit blood. The young girl who would soon become his wife was dressed to the nines, but it was for someone else. Unknowingly, Nara was forgiven. Soon, the guests gathered. A banquet was set up on the island, with jade plates and rare spirit fruit. At this moment, a flying ship flew over. A group of people walked down. The young man in the lead was Zhu Huang. The people of the Candle Dragon are here. Hey, it's Zhu Huang. His elder brother, Zhu Yi, didn't show up. TSK, the Candle Dragon. If it weren't for them, the Iza clan might not be willing to hold this wedding banquet. Whispers could be heard all around. The Candle Dragon congratulates the two clans on the wedding, Zhu Huang said loudly. Then, a fleet flew over from afar. It was the Haki Imperial family's fleet. Their aura was also magnificent. A starving camel is still bigger than a horse. Although it's declining, this show, some creatures were secretly shocked as they sensed a powerful aura in the Haki Imperial family's fleet. The young man in black leading the fleet was Nara. His face was as calm as water as he walked over. Hey, is this the useless young master of the Haki Imperial family? Why does he look so elegant? That's right. Everyone says that this young master of Orochi is useless. But looking at him today, he seems to be someone. Some creatures communicated with their immortal will. However, after sensing that Nara was not emitting any energy wave, their gazes once again turned into faint disdain. They seemed to have sensed the doubts, contempt, and disdain around them. Nara looked calm, but he couldn't help but clench his fist. All of you are just a bunch of superficial people who look down on others. In the future, all of you will be shocked by me. Nara thought to herself. He had already sensed that the seal in his body was extremely loose. An extremely majestic and powerful evil force seemed to be gushing out of his body. At that time, Nara believed that he would shock the world. However, just as Nara, his grandfather, and the others arrived, all the elders of the Iza clan, including the Grand Elder, appeared together. There was also a figure as beautiful as fire who impatiently rushed out of the palace. It was Huang Quan. The creatures of the Haki Imperial family were a little confused, including Nara and his grandfather. When did the Iza clan become so enthusiastic? Huang Quan. Nara looked at the gorgeously dressed, beautiful, and charming girl. The calmness on his face was broken, and he looked a little surprised. Didn't they say that Huang Quan was very resistant to marrying him? It seemed that was not the case. Although Nara wasn't particularly interested in the marriage before, she still didn't think much of it. But who wouldn't be willing to sleep with a beautiful girl for free? Huang Quan, you don't have to be so anxious. Nara showed a smile that he thought was very appropriate. However, Huang Quan ignored him and looked at the void in the distance. Two figures appeared from the void. Cousin Kagura. Huang Quan was delighted. Then, she looked at the tall, slender, and otherworldly white-clothed man next to Kagura with a nervous expression. After her gaze locked onto him, she could no longer look away. As soon as she saw Xiaoyao, she fell in love with him. Chapter 1061. In the void, two figures, a man and a woman, appeared. Naturally, it was Kagura and Jun Xiaoyao. Previously, Kagura had already passed the news of Jun Xiaoyao's arrival to the Iza clan. That was why the elders of the Iza clan, including Yomi, came out to welcome him. Jun Xiaoyao could be said to be like the sun in the sky in the foreign realm, and his future was limitless. Even the Iza clan would not slight him in the slightest. Jun Xiaoyao's white clothes were whiter than snow, and he looked like an immortal, elegant and profound. The chaotic mist around his body dissipated, and a faint glow appeared. His temperament was mysterious and unfathomable. The entire wedding banquet quieted down. It's Kagura of the Iza clan, and the god of war. It's really that chaotic body, he actually came. Oh my god, this is the first time I've seen the true body of the chaotic body, it is indeed transcendent. Jun Xiaoyao's appearance undoubtedly shocked everyone present. After all, Chaos Demon Sea and the Foreign Realm's 10 great prefectures were still separated to a certain extent. They did not expect that the famous chaos god of war in the 10 great prefectures would come to Chaos Demon Sea to participate in this wedding banquet. Lord Xiaoyao. Yomi's gaze was like a magnet meeting iron, tightly attracted to Jun Xiaoyao's body. The young master was like jade, and his clothes were whiter than snow. It was one thing for him to have such an otherworldly temperament and appearance, but his strength was unparalleled in the world. The reason why Yomi worshipped Jun Xiaoyao so much, it was not just because of his appearance. She heard that Jun Xiaoyao was in the desolate land. As a supreme, he took a move from the great emperor of the immortal realm. This was not something that anyone could do. It could be said to be shocking, and there were only a few people who could do it since ancient times. In Yomi's heart, Jun Xiaoyao was a hero who transcended the era, above all other geniuses. "This is your cousin?" Jun Xiaoyao glanced at Yomi and said to Kagura. "Yes, how is it? Does she catch the eye of the first king's palace?" Kagura said with a smile. Jun Xiaoyao smiled faintly and did not say anything. He saw Yomi's expression of worship. He was also used to it. From beautiful old aunties who had been around for several eras, to Lolas who had only been around for 3 years. Not many women could resist his charm. "Haha, child Xiaoyao's arrival brings light to our humble dwelling." The fifth elder laughed. He didn't expect that Kagura would actually be able to invite Jun Xiaoyao over. In this way, there might be a chance for the wedding today. Little friend's name shakes up my world. With the Supreme Being realm, you blocked an attack from an immortal realm great emperor, leaving even this old one extremely shocked. The first elder of the Iza clan, the old woman, also smiled. After seeing that Kagura was on good terms with Jun Xiaoyao, Natsuya's smile grew even wider. Jun Xiaoyao had the chaotic body and was even the #1 king. In the desolate border, his performance was extremely dazzling. His future was limitless. If he could become the son-in-law of the Izya tribe, then wouldn't the Iza tribe have 2 kings of destruction? At that time, the Iza tribe would probably become the strongest emperor tribe after the ultimate emperor tribe. It was also because of this that they came out to greet Jun Xiaoyao and were extremely kind to him. The Haki imperial family's attitude was the opposite of the Iza tribes. They all looked extremely embarrassed. And Nara's grandfather's expression was also as cold as stone. A wave of anger was brewing in his heart. It turned out that the Iza tribe was so grand not to greet them, but to welcome Jun Xiaoyao. The smile on Nara's face also stiffened. It turned out that he had been overthinking. Huang Quan didn't take him seriously at all. Chaotic body, there was a touch of darkness in Nara's eyes as he looked at Jun Xiaoyao. The void around Jun Xiaoyao rippled as if it couldn't bear his hidden aura. There was a touch of seriousness in Nara's eyes. He had also heard of Jun Xiaoyao's deeds. It could be said that his reputation was the complete opposite of his. They were 2 extremes. One was a demon who shocked the entire foreign territory, the other was a useless young master who was ridiculed. Sensing Nara's gaze, Jun Xiaoyao also glanced at him indifferently. Interesting, Jun Xiaoyao thought to himself. He could sense with his divine soul that Nara didn't seem to have a trace of a cultivator's aura. But there was an extremely shocking aura in his body. It was just that it hadn't leaked out yet. Could it be that, as expected, he is also one of the 6 kings of destruction? Jun Xiaoyao guessed. Because Yun Xiaohe was similar to this type before, hiding the power of the 10-tailed black fox of destruction in his body. But no matter what, Jun Xiaoyao didn't take Nara seriously. With the arrival of Jun Xiaoyao, the atmosphere of the entire wedding banquet had undoubtedly reached a climax. This made many people couldn't help but think. Was the main character of this wedding banquet Nara or Jun Xiaoyao? Why do I feel that the one who is going to marry Huang Quan is war god Xiaoyao? That's right, I think so too. That useless young master Nara is just a joke. Some of the living beings present communicated with each other through divine thoughts and whispered. Nara clenched his fists tightly, and his face turned green. But he still endured it. When the seal in his body was removed, he would slap everyone in the face, including Jun Xiaoyao. Next, the wedding banquet continued. With the arrival of the newlyweds of the two emperor families, the wedding ceremony was also about to be held. Huang Quan's gaze was fixed on Jun Xiaoyao. This made Nara's eyes extremely gloomy. Was there anything more humiliating than this? Unknowingly, Nara had a kind of hostility towards Jun Xiaoyao. Jun Xiaoyao didn't care at all. Even if Nara was one of the 6 kings of destruction, he didn't care. If he dared to cause trouble, he would just suppress him. Then, the wedding ceremony began. Huang Quan, however, bit her red lips and shouted in a delicate voice, "I, Huang Quan, will not marry the young master of the Haki imperial family, Nara." Huang Quan was against marrying Nara in the first place. Now that she saw Jun Xiaoyao, it was even more impossible for her to like Nara. To put it bluntly, Nara was a pile of feces on the side of the road. Huang Quan's words caused the noisy atmosphere to completely quiet down. However, the guests didn't look surprised, because they had already expected that the wedding banquet wouldn't be that simple. They were here to watch a show. Many of them had a hint of playfulness in their eyes as they looked at the Haki imperial family and the candle dragon. "Huang Quan, what are you talking about?" The veins on Nara's forehead bulged as he clenched his fists tightly. What Huang Quan said in public was a slap to his and the Haki imperial family's face. "Izia clan, you are breaking the agreement." Nara's grandfather's face was also extremely pale as he shouted loudly. On the Izia clan's side, the 5th elder stepped forward and said indifferently, "This wedding banquet is not suitable. It is a mistake." "What a mistake?" At this moment, on the candle dragon's side, Zhu Huang stepped forward. His elder brother had told him to be on good terms with Nara. Now was the time for him to perform. As expected, seeing that the candle dragon's side had spoken, the guests of the other clans looked like they were waiting to watch a show. How would the Izia clan solve this matter? "It is not good for the Izia clan to break the agreement," Zhu Huang said lightly and looked at Huang Quan. As the most powerful immortal emperor clan in the Chaos Demon Sea, they were not afraid of the Izia clan. Huang Quan felt a great pressure from Zhu Huang's gaze, and her lightly powdered cheeks turned pale. The candle dragon's side gave her a great deal of pressure. Right at this moment, a gentle and elegant voice slowly sounded. "I think that everyone has the right to choose a cultivation partner. A melon that is forcefully picked is not sweet. Why don't you take a step back and let the world be peaceful?" Hearing this, everyone looked at the source of the voice at the same time. It was Jun Xiaoyao. Chapter 1062. Hearing Jun Xiaoyao's words, Huang Quan's pale face suddenly flushed with excitement. She didn't expect Jun Xiaoyao to be willing to speak on her behalf, because this might offend the 2 immortal emperor clans. "Oh, young Master Xiaoyao, this wedding banquet shouldn't have anything to do with you, right?" Zhu Huang narrowed his eyes and looked at Jun Xiaoyao. He had heard of Jun Xiaoyao's name before, but because he was from the Candle Dragon's lineage and had an extraordinarily powerful elder brother, therefore, he didn't feel guilty at all when facing Jun Xiaoyao. However, before Jun Xiaoyao could say anything, Shen Yu interrupted him. "Huang Quan is my cousin, and I'm from the First Seat Lord's palace. How can you say it's not related?" It had to be said that arguing was a woman's specialty. It seems that reputation can make people lose their minds easily. "Be careful, the higher you stand, the harder you fall," Zhu Huang said indifferently. As a genius of the Candle Dragon's lineage, he was rarely looked down upon like this. "You don't have to worry about that." Jun Xiaoyao didn't care at all. With Jun Xiaoyao backing her up, it was obvious that Huang Quan was emboldened. She looked at Nara and said, "You know that it's impossible between us. In my world, the law of the jungle is the law of the jungle. But you can't give me any sense of security." As Huang Quan spoke, she looked at Jun Xiaoyao with a hint of yearning in her eyes. If Nara couldn't give her any sense of security, The sense of security that Jun Xiaoyao gave off was undeniable. Just standing next to Jun Xiaoyao gave her an inexplicable sense of security. Nara's blood pressure rose when he saw Huang Quan's attitude. This was simply a slap in the face, a resounding slap. He couldn't hold it in any longer. This is the promise of the Iza clan. Nara's grandfather was also furious. He stepped forward and unleashed his supreme mystique, venerable aura. Humph, what do you want? The fifth elder stepped forward as well. For a moment, the originally joyous wedding banquet actually had a feeling of mutual hostility. Just as the atmosphere froze, suddenly laughter rang out. Everyone looked over and was surprised. The one who laughed was Nara? Did he become an idiot from anger? A creature said with a strange expression. But it made sense. If they were in Nara's shoes, they would probably be mad too. How laughable! How laughable! Nara shook his head and laughed. What do you mean? Huang Quan frowned. I'm laughing's, Iza's eyes. Nero shouted with a twisted smile on his face. Following his shout, an incomparably terrifying power began to brew within him, as if it was about to break out of his body. What's going on? Sensing this strange aura, many living beings in the surroundings revealed looks of surprise and bewilderment. It was indeed strange for a useless young master without any cultivation to suddenly reveal such an aura. Jun Xiaoyao's eyes were focused on him as well. A faint smirk was seen at the corner of his lips. That's more like it. Jun Xiaoyao would be bored if he didn't do something. On the other side, Zhu Huang was also surprised. Then, he realized something. No wonder elder brother asked me to help Nara. He does have a secret. At that moment, purplish-black evil power surged out of Nara's body. His anger, unwillingness, and resentment formed a huge force that broke the seal that was already on the verge of collapse. Boom! An unprecedented purplish-black evil power formed a storm and surged out of Nara's body. His aura also began to soar. Empty God, true God, heavenly God, Tao God, Sage King, Supreme Sage, Sacred Master, Perspective Supreme. In just a few breaths of time, Nara directly broke through to the Supreme Realm. Of course, this didn't mean that Nara's talent was so monstrous that he directly broke through to the Supreme Realm. Instead, the power that he had accumulated for a long time was sealed. Now that it erupted, coupled with the effect of the purplish-black evil power, it allowed Nara to improve so much. Rumble! Above the sky, black tribulation clouds surged. It actually attracted the supreme tribulation. In the end, Nara waved his hand. The purplish-black evil power burst out and vaguely turned into the shadow of a terrifying demonic snake. It directly rushed into the sky and scattered the heavenly tribulation. It was so terrifying. Dead silence. The whole place was silent. If they didn't see it with their own eyes, who would dare to believe that the chaotic demon C's useless young master actually became a supreme overnight? In the chaotic demon sea, or even the entire foreign realm, he was definitely a monstrous genius. Am I dreaming? How is that possible? That useless young master actually broke through to the supreme realm. Heavens, I can't accept this. There won't be any fun to chat with in the future. Many living beings were shocked, their eyeballs almost popping out. This kind of transformation was too dramatic. Could it be that the person who triggered the black six-pointed star mark some time ago was Nara? He's one of the 6 Destruction Kings? There were also people who guessed. That's not right, the black six-pointed star didn't appear this time. While many people were shocked, they were also very puzzled. Nara's grandfather was so excited that he couldn't control himself. His grandson wasn't a piece of trash. Instead, he was a genius, a 1-in-a-million genius. That's why I said that you guys are the ones who have eyes but can't see. Nara smiled crookedly, incomparably evil and cold. The seal was broken. Nara felt that every cell in his body was filled with unprecedented power. That innate evil power filled every corner of his body, even every cell. Vaguely, a terrifying fiend-godlike figure appeared in his consciousness. Behind that figure, there was also a towering demonic figure with 8 heads. The evil god Orochi. Nara immediately reacted. It turned out that he was really the darling of the evil god. Suppressing the extreme joy in his heart, Nara looked at Huang Quan again. Now do you understand how ridiculous your rejection of the marriage is? Nara's face was cold. Powerful strength brought with it absolute confidence. Huang Quan's face was pale, but she still gritted her teeth and said stubbornly, although I don't know what's going on with you. But my life is still up to me. I still can't marry you now. Huang Quan's tone was firm. Although Nara was now different from the past. But in her heart, he was still incomparable to Jun Xiaoyao. Ridiculous. It seems that in your eyes, he's the ideal husband, right? If that's the case, do you, Xiaoyao, have the guts to fight with me? Nara looked at Jun Xiaoyao. His tone was crazy and cool. With power it was inflated. Not to mention the power of the evil god. Nara already thought that he was the darling of the evil god. Even in the face of Jun Xiaoyao, the king of destruction, he was still confident. Me? Jun Xiaoyao pointed at himself. This Nara really knew how to pick a fight. Yes, it's you. Do you have the guts, or, before Nara finished his words, his face immediately changed. In a short moment, Jun Xiaoyao appeared in front of him. A punch came down. Boom. Nara's whole body was like a kite flying upside down. He fell into the sea in the distance, setting off monstrous waves. Sorry, say it again? Jun Xiaoyao stood in the void with his hands behind his back. Talk tough with him? Then sorry. Jun Xiaoyao didn't even give Nara a chance to talk tough. Chapter 1063. The scene fell silent for a moment. This scene caused everyone to be speechless. Nara's breakthrough to the Supreme Being level was beyond everyone's imagination. Jun Xiaoyao's punch was the one that put an end to such fantasies. As expected, trash is trash, trash is trash. Even if he broke through to the Supreme Being level, he's still trash. He's no match for Lord God of War. Many living beings present communicated with each other. The shock in their eyes calmed down again. It seemed that Nara breaking through to the Supreme Being level wasn't a big deal. He was still a weak one. Nara's grandfather and some living beings of the Haki imperial family couldn't help but exclaim. Originally, Nara breaking through to the Supreme Being level was a pleasant surprise to them. It was as if the peerless genius of the past had returned. In the end, he was sent flying by Jun Xiaoyao's punch in less than 3 seconds. The contrast between before and after really made one speechless. Even the pale-faced Huang Quan couldn't help but burst out laughing. Boom! In the distance, the sea surface exploded, setting off huge waves. A wretched figure rushed out from the bottom of the sea. It was Nara. However, at this moment, his clothes were torn and a huge bloody hole appeared in his chest. Obviously, it was caused by the power of Jun Xiaoyao's punch. Seeing this, Jun Xiaoyao's eyes revealed a hint of surprise. With his current physical strength, to put it bluntly, he could casually throw a punch. Even a supreme being of the same level would have their body exploded. Not many people could withstand it. Previously, even the lesser heavenly venerable of the blue hurricane lily lineage couldn't withstand Jun Xiaoyao in terms of physical strength. However, now, Nara only had a bloody hole in his chest. This was already beyond Jun Xiaoyao's expectations. Nara coughed out a mouthful of blood. His face was so cold that it was distorted, and there was a kind of disbelief. After all, he had just broken through to the Supreme Being level, and he was already so embarrassed by Jun Xiaoyao's punch. He hadn't even started to show off. Instead, he had become like this. No one would be able to accept this. You sneak attacked me? Nero shouted harshly. Jun Xiaoyao's expression was indifferent. You're not a child anymore. Don't you think it's childish to say such things? In the cruel foreign side there was no fairness to speak of. Those who could defeat others and survive were the victors. The so-called fairness and righteousness didn't exist in the other side. The one with the bigger fist was the absolute truth. Nara's chest heaved as a purple-black evil force gathered in his chest. The bloody hole grew granulation at a speed visible to the naked eye, and then healed. This scene caused many people's pupils to shrink. He sensed that Nara wasn't that simple. Oh! Jun Xiaoyao also noticed it. Within Nara's body, there was an extremely powerful evil force. However, he did not look like one of the 6 Annihilation Kings. This made Jun Xiaoyao both curious and puzzled. I was careless before. Let's do it again. Nara attacked again. As he raised his hand, the purple-black evil force surged and turned into countless shadows of giant snakes. They tore through the void and attacked Jun Xiaoyao. For some reason, when Nara attacked, a kind of fighting instinct emerged from the bottom of his heart. These moves seemed to be engraved in his bones and blood. They were extremely skillful. Jun Xiaoyao simply raised his palm to suppress it. The chaotic aura surged, and every wisp crushed the void, causing a huge crack to appear in the sky. Rumble! It was as if 10,000 thunderbolts exploded at the same time. The ripples caused huge waves to rise in the surrounding sea. The island where the Iza tribe was located also lit up with defensive array patterns to resist the wave. Another collision. Nara only felt that the chaotic handprint seemed to have the power to cover the sky. Even if he now had the cultivation of a supreme being and there was an extremely powerful evil force in his body, he still felt that his strength was not enough. Damn it, where did this person come from? How can he be so monstrous? Nara roared in his heart. Jun Xiaoyao seemed to have suddenly appeared in a foreign land. He rose like a comet and had never tasted defeat. I have to do my best. At first, Nai Lua wanted to take Jun Xiaoyao down with ease. Now it seemed impossible. He raised his hand and grabbed at the void with his 5 fingers. Endless evil force gathered. Evil essence explosion. Around Jun Xiaoyao, the evil force gathered and then exploded. Strong smoke rose into the sky and the sound was deafening. What a terrifying move! Some creatures felt their scalps go numb and their bodies turn cold. Not to mention the supreme beings. Even the lesser heavenly venerables felt that this move was extremely terrifying and impossible to guard against. Young Master Xiaoyao. Huang Quan could not help but feel her heart tighten, and her beautiful eyes revealed a worried look. On the side, Kagura came to her side and said with a smile, "Don't worry, the Lord's ability is unimaginable to ordinary people." Sure enough, as the smoke dissipated, Jun Xiaoyao's figure appeared on the spot. A total of 20 layers of magic power immunity divine halos enveloped his body. It made Jun Xiaoyao look like a god enveloped by divine halos. The Maggia Imperial Clan's technique, the rumors are true. Many people's pupils shrank when they saw this. The bloodline ability of an immortal Imperial clan could be replicated and successfully cultivated. Moreover, it was even better. This made many creatures think even more highly of Jun Xiaoyao. You can't even break through my defense. It seems that the power you've accumulated after enduring for so many years is nothing more than this. Jun Xiaoyao stood with his hands behind his back, looking calm and collected. To be honest, he was indeed a little disappointed. Nara's expression was ferocious. An evil light surged in his eyes, turning into a pair of purple-black demonic eyes. He pushed the evil force in his body to the limit. Behind him, a huge purple-black demonic shadow even appeared. Vaguely, 8 heads appeared. Its body was indomitable and could stand shoulder to shoulder with the heavens. From afar, even the sea seemed as small as a pond in front of this beast shadow. That's the evil god Orochi. When Nara's grandfather and the other Haki Imperial family creatures saw this, they were so excited that their pupils and souls were trembling. The Haki Imperial family originated from the evil god Orochi. This was an extremely powerful existence. It could be said that it was one of the most ancient existences in the foreign world apart from the ultimate calamity. However, because it was too ancient, there were only vague records. Many people even thought that the evil god Orochi was just like that when they saw the declining Haki imperial family. This was undoubtedly a humiliation to the Haki imperial family. But now, when all the creatures saw the huge beast's shadow, many people were so terrified that their souls froze. Is that the evil god Orochi? Is the Haki imperial family going to rely on that useless young master to reach the heavens in a single step? Many living beings were trembling with fear. Many of them had humiliated the Haki imperial family and Nara before. At this moment, their hearts were filled with fear. You're known as the god of war. Let's see if you can take this move. Nara made his move. Majestic evil force gathered as if it was going to split the sky into two. An incomparably terrifying abyss appeared in the sky as if it could swallow everything. Orochi Abyss. This was a move that was engraved in Nara's bones and blood, so it was naturally used. Seeing this, Jun Xiaoyao's chaotic aura surged behind him, forming the scene of the sky splitting. He also activated the laws of his physical body, as well as the power of 520 Sumer world. The majestic physical strength crushed the void. The chaotic body phenomenon, chaos sky splitting, was used. At the same time, he punched out, shattering the void in front of him. The fiend god fist of creation was unleashed. Chapter 1064. Jun Xiaoyao's two extreme moves both had the intent to split open the sky. The terrifying abyss that spanned across the sky was directly split into two by this terrifying force. It was as if the night had been split open, and dawn had appeared. Wild and violent primal chaos chi spread in all directions, completely destroying the 8 divergent abyss. Nara was hit and was sent flying again. His body felt like it was about to be torn apart. Bloody wounds burst open and blood bloomed. Jun Xiaoyao's current strength was too strong. It had far exceeded the limit of the Supreme Being realm. In addition to the support of the chaotic energy, Sumer world, and other forces, it was no weaker than Nara's evil god force. In terms of realm, Nara didn't have the slightest advantage. Therefore, such a crushing defeat was within reason. It could be said that if Jun Xiaoyao wasn't here, perhaps Nero could really show off for a while. But unfortunately, showing off in front of Jun Xiaoyao, the king of tough acting, it was simply showing off in front of an expert and asking for humiliation. Boring battle. Jun Xiaoyao raised his palm again and attacked Nara. The chaotic palm print, like a corner of the sky collapsing, crushed toward Nara. Everyone held their breath. Their minds were blank and they didn't come back to their senses. Young Master Xiaoyao wants to kill Nara? Huang Quan was also a little confused. She thought that it would be enough for Jun Xiaoyao to teach Nara a lesson. Who knew that Jun Xiaoyao would be so ruthless? Stop! The creatures of the Haki imperial family were all shouting. They didn't expect Jun Xiaoyao's methods to be so ruthless. Jun Xiaoyao didn't care at all. And just as the chaotic palm print was about to crush Nara, all of a sudden, Jun Xiaoyao felt an inexplicable binding force. It wasn't the binding of the space power. It was time. That's right. It was the most mysterious power of time. In Jun Xiaoyao's small area, time seemed to have been paused, although it was only for a short moment. But to the strong, an instant was enough to decide the outcome. As for the current battle situation, this instant was enough for Nara to escape from death. His figure flashed, and he directly rushed to the side of the Haki imperial family. "Grandson, are you all right?" Nara's grandfather and the others went forward to check and protect Nara. "I'm fine." Nara wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. The evil power in his body surged, and the wounds on the surface of his body quickly healed. However, his face was extremely twisted and cold as he looked at Jun Xiaoyao. He had almost died at the hands of Jun Xiaoyao. Jun Xiaoyao raised his eyebrows slightly and looked to the other side. The sound of someone vomiting blood could be heard. It was Zhu Huang. Only then did everyone react. Why did Jun Xiaoyao pause for a moment just now? It was Zhu Huang who secretly attacked. The Candle Dragon lineage controlled the power of time. However, why did he vomit blood? This person is truly worthy of the title of the God of War. He's extremely terrifying. Blood flowed from the corner of Zhu Huang's mouth. One was black and the other was white. Shock could be seen in the pair of eyes. Earlier on, he was indeed the one who secretly attacked. That was because his elder brother had instructed him to be on good terms with Nara. Since Nara was in danger, there was naturally no way he could remain indifferent. Therefore, he activated the divine power contained in his Candle Dragon bloodline, the power of time. Of course, he was of the younger generation and naturally did not have a deep understanding of the use of the power of time. There was no need to talk about terrifying abilities such as manifesting the river of time or reversing time. Even the most basic time freeze could only be manifested for an instant. Furthermore, the stronger the enemy, the shorter the time and the stronger the backlash. He had once used this move against an expert of the same level. Could freeze for a full breath. But now, against Jun Xiaoyao, it only froze for a short moment. Furthermore, he suffered an extremely strong backlash. This meant that Jun Xiaoyao's true strength was absolutely terrifying. It was far from something he could restrain easily. The power of time? Jun Xiaoyao was also surprised as he looked at Zhu Huang. The innate ability of the Candle Dragon was truly powerful. Of course, Zhu Huang's sneak attack was also part of the reason. If Jun Xiaoyao knew that Zhu Huang would attack, given his strength, Zhu Huang would not be able to restrain him at all. If he forcefully used time freeze on Jun Xiaoyao, he might even suffer severe injuries from the backlash. But now, he had missed the opportunity. It was a little troublesome to kill Nara. Jun Xiaoyao did not mind. To him, killing or not killing was just a matter of convenience. The reason why he wanted to kill Nara earlier on was not because Jun Xiaoyao hated Nara. Instead, it was because he happened to be able to kill him. Since it was a little troublesome to kill him now, Jun Xiaoyao did not mind letting him live a little longer. So, do you still want to get married? Jun Xiaoyao stood in the void with his hands behind his back, and said indifferently. This sentence caused the faces of the entire Haki imperial family to be filled with extreme anger and humiliation. Especially Nara. Originally, this wedding banquet was supposed to be a stage for him to wash away his reputation as a good-for-nothing and show off. But now it was even more embarrassing. Forget it, brother Nara, retreat first. Zhu Huang's face was also filled with fear. Thank you, brother Zhu Huang. Nara thanked Zhu Huang. Then, he turned his gaze to Jun Xiaoyao. The resentment in his eyes was self-evident. But he still gave in. Sometimes people were like this. If you asked him to give up on the marriage, he would definitely not do it. But if you beat him up and said that he would die if he did not give up on the marriage, then he would definitely think that it was better to give up on the marriage. However, it was obvious that if the Haki imperial family really retreated today, then it would not be a complete loss of face. It would be a joke. It would completely become a joke in the chaotic demon sea. Rumble. Just when everyone thought that the outcome was set, a storm suddenly rose on the surface of the sea. Above the sky, black clouds overlap. Vaguely, a blurry projection appeared in the void. The aura of a quasi-immortal was released. It's the quasi-immortal of the Haki imperial family. Some creatures opened their eyes wide and could not help but exclaim. Although the Haki imperial family was declining, it was still an immortal emperor clan. Except for an immortal king who was in seclusion. There were also several quasi-immortals. Obviously, this was the projection of a quasi-immortal. Ignorant child, how dare you insult my Haki imperial family? The quasi-immortal projection roared like thunder, shaking heaven and earth, and changing the color of the wind and clouds. An extremely ferocious pressure came crashing down, shrouding Jun Xiaoyao within it. Jun Xiaoyao immediately sensed an extremely terrifying pressure coming at him. However, he stood in the void and his expression did not change. He did not even frown. Fifth grandfather. Huang Quan hurriedly looked at the fifth elder for help. The elders of the Iza clan also frowned, feeling that the Haki imperial family's approach was somewhat inappropriate. Just when they were about to take action, Jun Xiaoyao's eyes were filled with cold contempt. No one could threaten him. So what if you're a quasi-immortal? So what if you're a Haki imperial family? But tomorrow's flowers will eventually disappear in the dust of history. Jun Xiaoyao waved his sleeves and smiled indifferently, showing his free and easy demeanor. How dare you? The quasi-immortal projection roared like thunder. His palm came crashing down on Jun Xiaoyao. Jun Xiaoyao's eyes were cold. He opened his palm. On his palm, a beautiful flower of the other shore appeared. The moment the flower bloomed, the whole world seemed to freeze. An illusory figure of peerless beauty arrived while stepping on the red spider lilies that filled the sky. At this moment, the world was silent. Intense shock and horror appeared in the eyes of all living beings. Chapter 1065. The red spider lilies bloomed all over the sky like a grand flower rain. In the scarlet petals all over the sky, an illusory peerless figure appeared. She was tall and slender, barefoot and flawless. 3,000 black strands of hair scattered in the void. Countless great path runes, divine chains of order, and heavenly path patterns surrounded her body. As soon as she appeared, a powerful aura disturbed the world, and even the entire island was rumbling and trembling. Everyone believed that if the Iza clan's island didn't have a defensive array, it would probably collapse under this terrifying aura. However, even with the array covering it, everyone could also feel the terrifying aura that was as terrifying as the might of the heavens. What was even more shocking was that this wasn't the arrival of the original body. It was just a wisp of aura that manifested. This was the most frightening part of it all. Many people looked at the peerless figure with trembling eyes. They found that her face was hazy and surrounded by endless aura, but they could vaguely see a ghost mask that seemed to be crying and laughing at the same time. In addition to the sky full of red spider lilies, an incomparably powerful and terrifying name appeared in everyone's mind at the same time. The Mother of Red Spider Lilies. That's the Mother of Red Spider Lilies of the Nirvana Emperor clan. When did the god of war contact the Mother of Red Spider Lilies? That's the Supreme King of the Nirvana Emperor clan. His strength is unimaginable. Countless voices of shock were heard. Everyone present was stunned. When did Jun Xiaoyao contact the Mother of Red Spider Lilies? And he even took out the token of the Mother of Red Spider Lilies. Could it be that the first king's palace had expected that there might be a dispute, so he prepared for it? Kagura's eyes were also filled with shock. She knew that Jun Xiaoyao went to the Nirvana Emperor clan. She was still a little confused before, but now it was all solved. The first king's palace's foresight is indeed godly. He has the foresight of mountains and rivers. Kagura's imagination filled in, and she fell into a trance. Her beautiful eyes were filled with admiration. Many elders of the Iza clan were also extremely shocked. The name of the Mother of Red Spider Lilies was well known in the foreign realm, and it was rumored that she was extremely reclusive and arrogant. She didn't even receive her own clan members often. But now, he had given Jun Xiaoyao a token. What did this mean? This meant that the big boss also thought highly of Jun Xiaoyao. All of a sudden, the elders of the Izya tribe began to think about how to get on good terms with Jun Xiaoyao. In contrast to the Iza clan, the people from the Octahead Imperial clan were all stunned. Their minds were trembling. Mother of the Red Spider Lilies? How could this be? Nara's grandfather was completely stunned. Nara's heart trembled, and he couldn't help but roar in his heart. To think that such a peerless cultivator would be related to Jun Xiaoyao as well. There was probably no one who would not be jealous. Among those present, the one who was the most dumbfounded was none other than the pseudo-undying from the Haki imperial family. When he saw the phantom of the red spider lily's mother, he felt like his scalp was about to explode. Quasi-immortal realm experts were indeed very strong. Their might shook the world and all creatures worshipped them. His rage caused the heavens and earth to tremble. But in front of the true immortal king, he was nothing more than a little brother. Not to mention, the strength of the red spider lily's mother was not something an ordinary immortal king could compare to. Even if the immortal king of the Haki imperial family came out of seclusion, he would probably have to take a detour. How could this be? How could this guy be related to such an existence? The pseudo-immortal realm expert was having a mental breakdown. He had originally projected here to support the younger generation of his tribe. But now, his waist was about to sprain. The pseudo-immortal realm expert of the Haki imperial family was originally majestic and powerful. Now, he was stunned speechless. Saying tough words in front of the red spider lily's mother? What was the difference between that and seeking death? Admitting defeat? How could he show his face then? So, under such a dilemma, the pseudo-immortal realm expert actually didn't know how to deal with it. This scene left many living beings speechless. It was tragic for a pseudo-immortal realm expert to fall into such a situation. Now, who is more ignorant? Jun Xiaoyao stood in the void with his hands behind his back. His tone was full of playfulness. In terms of means and trump cards, Jun Xiaoyao wasn't weak at all. Hearing this, the pseudo-immortal realm expert of the Haki imperial family couldn't maintain his composure anymore. The aura he released caused huge waves in Chaos Demon Sea. At this moment, the red spider lily's mother's virtual shadow also moved. She didn't say a word. She just lightly stretched out her jade-like hand and lightly grabbed at the pseudo-immortal realm expert. Rumble! That part of the sky directly collapsed and turned into nothingness. The pseudo-immortal realm expert of the Haki imperial family couldn't even resist and was directly annihilated. Hiss, the red spider lily's mother is indeed terrifying. Seeing this scene, the creatures at the scene couldn't help but feel terrified. But this was normal. It would be surprising if she couldn't instantly kill the pseudo-immortal realm expert. Head, is that all? The playfulness on Jun Xiaoyao's face became thicker. He knew. The red spider lily's mother didn't have a good personality, especially when it concerned Jun Xiaoyao. After all, Jun Xiaoyao was an extremely special existence to the red spider lily's mother. Whoever provoked Jun Xiaoyao would be at a disadvantage. The red spider lily's mother obviously wouldn't be merciful. On the other side, on another island far away, deep within the Haki imperial family's ancestral land, a blurry figure sitting cross-legged suddenly shook his body. So terrifying! What level is the red spider lily's mother at? Immortal King. No, she should have stepped into another level. Damn it. Other than the ultimate Emperor clan elder of the unspeakable place, who else can suppress the red spider lily's mother? And that little bastard! This pseudo-immortal realm expert's body was shrouded in a blurry aura. The biting cold murderous intent caused the sky to change color. Luckily, I'm only going with a projection. If I went with my true body, the consequences would be unimaginable. This pseudo-immortal realm expert felt a lingering fear just thinking about it. Although it was only a projection of the red spider lily's mother, he also felt a fatal murderous intent. If it was a projection of an ordinary immortal king, he might still have a chance to survive. However, the red spider lily's mother was different. You offended the Haki imperial family. Even if you're one of the 6 annihilation kings, I won't let you off easily. This pseudo-immortal realm expert muttered coldly. However, at this moment, in the void around him, red spider lilies bloomed one after another. This pseudo-immortal realm expert's eyes widened. An ominous premonition enveloped him. Pseudo-immortal realm experts already had a preliminary perception and prediction of their own misfortune and fortune. However, what he sensed was a deathly darkness. Pooh! This pseudo-immortal realm expert's body directly exploded. A magnificent scarlet-red spider lily bloomed from his body. Even his primordial spirit couldn't escape and was drawn to the underworld by this red spider lily. What's going on? Not good. The other pseudo-immortal realm experts of the Haki imperial family only just sensed the commotion and instantly broke through the void and rushed over. They only saw blood and bones on the spot. A pseudo-immortal realm expert had fallen. Rumble. The moment the pseudo-immortal realm expert fell, the entire chaotic demon ocean shook. Countless great Tao runes manifested and returned to heaven and earth. Above the vault of heaven, an endless dazzling scene appeared. Those were strands of life laws that were merging into heaven and earth. Retribution to the heavens. Which supreme expert has fallen? At the wedding banquet, seeing the strange scene in the vault of heaven, all the living beings were a little confused. It was difficult for supreme experts above the pseudo-immortal realm to fall. However, if they did, the great Tao laws in their bodies would collapse and return to heaven and earth. This was called retribution to the heavens. Every time this strange scene appeared, it meant that a supreme expert had fallen. No way. Could it be? Many living beings immediately reacted. They looked at Jun Xiaoyao and the projection of the red spider lily's mother behind him in shock. On the Haki imperial family's side, Nara and the others' faces turned pale. They couldn't believe it. Chapter 1066. Many people immediately thought of the quasi-immortal from the Haki imperial family. But how could that be? That's just a projection? Could it be that the red spider lily's mother is so strong that it can kill a quasi-immortal from thousands of miles away with just a projection? The hearts of all living beings were filled with shock and disbelief. At this moment, there was an angry roar that sounded like thunder. It came from where the Haki imperial family was. It's the quasi-immortal from my family. The faces of the living beings of the Octahead imperial clan instantly turned pale. Their guess was right. The one who died was really a quasi-immortal from the Haki imperial family. How is this possible? Nara's grandfather shouted. He was shocked and felt cold all over. A quasi-immortal from the Haki imperial family had died. This was a shocking matter. To the Haki imperial family that was already on the decline. It was definitely one disaster after another. No, how could this be? Nara was also petrified. His eyes were wide open and his voice was trembling. A quasi-immortal from his family had died. It could be said that it was because of him. If he had retreated at that time, this might not have happened. Endless regret and resentment filled his body and mind. It almost drove Nara crazy. He was even willing to take Jun Xiaoyao down with him right then and there. But was it possible? In the void, Jun Xiaoyao kept the red spider lily. The projection of the red spider lily's mother also disappeared. This flower's energy would decrease every time it was used. Hence, Jun Xiaoyao would not use it unless he was facing an absolute being. But now, the result was not bad. The death of a quasi-immortal was enough to cause a huge commotion in chaotic Demon Sea. Jun Xiaoyao's expression was extremely calm. He had even seen a legend emperor and exchanged blows with a great emperor. Now that a quasi-immortal had died because of him, Jun Xiaoyao did not feel anything. It was normal. His attitude left all the living beings present completely speechless. Jun Xiaoyao's nobility and indifference were carved into his bones. You still want to stay here? Or, call out your immortal king who is in seclusion? Jun Xiaoyao tilted his head slightly, a playful expression on his face. Hearing this, Nara's blood vessels expanded and his blood surged. The surging anger seemed to ignite every cell in his body. But in the end, he restrained himself. There was no other way. Jun Xiaoyao was forcing him to be unable to raise his head. Whether it was his own strength or the backing behind him, he was completely suppressed by Jun Xiaoyao, unable to turn the situation around. His appearance caused many people to sigh. If there was no Jun Xiaoyao, today was going to be the day that Nara completely overturned his situation and made a name for himself. Unfortunately, Grandpa, let's go. Nara's voice was extremely hoarse, like that of an injured beast. The Haki imperial family left. When Nara left, he did not even dare to say anything. He was afraid that if he said another word, Jun Xiaoyao would kill him again. Looking at the Haki imperial family leaving in a sorry state, everyone was silent for a moment. Who would have thought that the dignified immortal emperor clan of the chaotic demon sea? They were suppressed by Jun Xiaoyao, a young junior, to the point that they could not raise their heads. Even the quasi-immortal emperor of the clan had died. On the other side, Zhu Huang's expression was extremely unnatural. He did not say anything and prepared to leave with the living beings of the Candle Dragon lineage. Wait. Jun Xiaoyao's tone was indifferent as he looked at Zhu Huang. Zhu Huang's heart skipped a beat. If it was before, he could still rely on his brother and the background of the Candle Dragon lineage to suppress others. Then, after the quasi-immortal emperor died, Zhu Huang completely gave up on this idea. In his eyes, Jun Xiaoyao was already an extremely dangerous person. Just now, you secretly attacked and blocked my attack. What do you have to say? Jun Xiaoyao said indifferently. Zhu Huang's expression was extremely ugly. Then, he actually bowed 90 degrees to Jun Xiaoyao in front of all the living beings. Sorry, I was rude just now. I apologize to young Master Xiaoyao. These words left many creatures dumbstruck. Was this still the extremely arrogant and condescending Zhu Huang? Why did it feel like he had turned from a candle dragon into a loach? This also made Jun Xiaoyao speechless. How can I find fault with you when you're so respectful and cowardly? Get lost. Jun Xiaoyao spat out a word and ignored him. It was not that he was soft-hearted. It was because he had just provoked the Haki imperial family. There was no need to deal with the Candle Dragon lineage, although it did not matter to him. But his trump card obviously could not be used in the chaotic demon sea. Yes, yes. Zhu Huang nodded like a chick pecking at rice. Then, he led the group of people away. However, after turning around, Zhu Huang's eyes flashed coldly. If it wasn't for my brother not coming today, Zhu Huang had already remembered this grudge. However, he did not know. There was a hint of mockery in Jun Xiaoyao's eyes. Boom. Everyone was caught off guard. Jun Xiaoyao used his fingers as a sword and a bedazzling sword beam shot out. Heaven's slaying art. Pft. Zhu Huang's body and essence spirit were torn apart instantly. Dead silence. The entire place was filled with shock and dead silence. That scene had exceeded everyone's expectations. First Lord's palace. Even Kagura's expression changed slightly. She knew that Zhu Huang's brother, Zhu Yi of the Candle Dragon lineage, was a ruthless character. You! The other living beings of the Candle Dragon lineage were stunned. Then, their eyes spat fire as they grit their teeth and glared at Jun Xiaoyao. I've already given him a chance. Unfortunately, he's courting death and is cold towards me, Jun Xiaoyao sneered. As someone who possessed the primordial spirit of 3 lives, he was extremely sensitive towards all kinds of killing intent and emotions. If Zhu Huang had left obediently, Jun Xiaoyao might not have bothered to use his finger. Let's go. The other living beings of the Candle Dragon lineage did not dare to say anything at all and left hurriedly. Such a domineering Jun Xiaoyao was undoubtedly an eye-opener for all living beings here. I've heard that this war god is domineering and decisive. After seeing him today, I'm completely convinced. I'm speechless. He's so domineering that he doesn't care about anyone. TSK, what do you know? That's the attitude of a peerless hero. I'm in love, a female living being said with admiration. in a place like the foreign realm where the strong preyed on the weak. Jun Xiaoyao's personality and attitude would instead be sought after and worshipped. As for Kagura and Huang Quan, the pair of cousins, their eyes were already sparkling. This was especially so for Huang Quan, as she had never met Jun Xiaoyao before. After seeing him today, the longing in her heart was already indescribable with words. The elders of the Iza clan looked at each other. The fifth elder even coughed dryly and said, "Ahem, I'm sorry to spoil everyone's mood today. However, if we leave like this, it would be a waste of this wedding banquet." As he spoke, he kept winking at Huang Quan. This made Huang Quan bite her lips and blush shyly. Seeing this, a smile appeared on Kagura's beautiful face. She put her arm around Huang Quan's shoulder. Then, she winked at Jun Xiaoyao and said in a sweet voice, "Your Majesty, Your Majesty. Since it's today's wedding banquet, it's not a big deal to waste it. Why don't you just marry our cousins?" Her words instantly stunned everyone present. Was there such a thing? Chapter 1067. If they hadn't seen it with their own eyes, who would have thought that this pair of beautiful cousins from the Iza Emperor clan would be so proactive? Jun Xiaoyao was simply enjoying the blessings of having multiple wives. Is there any justice left? First, it was the 5 beauties of Tushan, and now it's the cousins of the Iza clan. Some foreign creatures complained in their hearts, and they couldn't help but feel envious and jealous. But on second thought, it seemed to be normal. In the foreign realm, the strong had a harem of 3,000 beauties. It was rare to see someone like Jun Xiaoyao, who was so outstanding but didn't have many women around him. Even the 5 beauties of Tushan was a misunderstanding. It was just that Jun Xiaoyao was too lazy to explain. Jun Xiaoyao's performance was simply an ascetic who didn't get close to women. Jun Xiaoyao sighed and chuckled when he heard what Yi Futian said. "Kagura, don't make fun of me. Your Highness, do you think I'm joking?" Kagura showed an innocent look. It was as if she was saying that Jun Xiaoyao misunderstood her sincerity. Jun Xiaoyao was also speechless. He knew that Kagura wasn't that kind of traditional woman. She didn't mind sharing with other women. However, it was impossible for Jun Xiaoyao to do so. On the Iza clan's side, many elders also looked at Jun Xiaoyao expectantly. If Jun Xiaoyao really agreed, then the Iza clan would make a lot of money. As for Jun Xiaoyao, he had a marriage alliance with the 5 beauties of Tushan. That was not a matter at all. Haha, let's stop joking here. Everyone, are you satisfied with today's show? Jun Xiaoyao glanced around. No, Lord Xiaoyao, please don't laugh at us. That's right. Today, I have seen the power of Lord Xiaoyao. He is worthy of the title of War God. We will take our leave first. Many people politely cupped their hands to Jun Xiaoyao. Their words were full of flattery. The guests from all over the place slowly dispersed. Many elders of the Iza clan were disappointed, but they were not surprised by this. What ability would a person who was truly greedy for beauty have to become a war god? At least for now, the Iza clan was on good terms with Jun Xiaoyao. That was enough. Many thanks to young Master Xiaoyao today. Otherwise, that girl Huang Quan would have suffered a calamity. The 5th elder chuckled at Jun Xiaoyao. It's nothing, Jun Xiaoyao said. Don't worry, young Master Xiaoyao. If the Haki Imperial family and the Candle Dragon really dare to harm you, the Iza family will not sit by and do nothing, the 5th elder said. Jun Xiaoyao was standing up for Huang Quan. If they really got into trouble because of this, they naturally couldn't ignore it. That would depend on whether they have the guts to do so. Jun Xiaoyao dismissed it with a smile, not minding it at all. He believed that after a pseudo-undying had fallen, the Haki Imperial family and the Candle Dragon shouldn't be stupid enough to attack him again. That's true. The 5th elder smiled embarrassedly. With the mother of the Red Spider Lilies as his backer, except for the ultimate Emperor clan in the Avacania lands, no one dared to harm Jun Xiaoyao. Then, the banquet ended and everyone dispersed. Huang Quan naturally had nothing but admiration for Jun Xiaoyao. She couldn't hide the admiration in her eyes. But she was also very self-aware. She knew that she was lucky enough to be able to talk to Jun Xiaoyao. Jun Xiaoyao's attitude was also very calm, gentle, and elegant. He was not as domineering and decisive as before. After a short conversation with Huang Quan, Kagura got some information from her clansmen. Then, she went to a side hall alone with Jun Xiaoyao. "Lord Yi, you are really a heartless man. Why didn't you marry her?" Kagura said seductively. "Okay, what did you get? Tell me," Jun Xiaoyao said. Kagura's expression also became a little more serious. Logically speaking, Nunu is one of the 6 kings of destruction. Even the Iza clan shouldn't dare to provoke her. But the Candle Dragons clan doesn't seem to be afraid. "So, what you're trying to say is..." Jun Xiaoyao was able to guess what was going on. "That's right. Just now, I heard from some clansmen that the person who triggered the dark hexagram seems to be Zhu Yi of the Candle Dragons clan. He is Zhu Huang's elder brother," Kagura said. "So, it's the Candle Dragons clan." Jun Xiaoyao also guessed. Why did Zhu Huang still treat him coldly at that time? It was because he thought that his elder brother could help him take revenge. And it was understandable that the Candle Dragons clan was one of the 6 kings of destruction. After all, the 6 kings of destruction all had extraordinary inheritances. The first god of war, the god of Mahakala, the mother goddess of Hades, and the 10-tailed black fox of destruction. And now, there was the Candle Dragon. It could be said that all of them had supreme inheritances. It seems that Nara is indeed not one of the 6 kings of destruction. Then Jun Xiaoyao did have some doubts about Nara. Although he suppressed Nara in 2 or 3 moves, he felt that Nara wasn't simple. Kagura heard this and hesitated for a moment. Then, she said, "First Lord's Majesty, you asked Nunu about the 6 kings of destruction before. Actually, there's one more thing that Nunu didn't tell you." Jun Xiaoyao looked at Kagura. "There's also a faintly discernible legend. Because it's uncertain, Nunu didn't tell you. That legend is that when the 6 kings of destruction gather, a powerful dark devil monarch will appear and lead the 6 kings to overturn the immortal region. Of course, because there has never been a gathering of the 6 kings in history, this legend is only a legend. It's not confirmed." Kagura's words made Jun Xiaoyao fall into deep thought. Dark Devil Monarch, could it be this time? Jun Xiaoyao immediately understood. Why wasn't Nara one of the 6 kings of destruction? He also thought of the legend of the Yamata demonic god. That was indeed the most ancient taboo existence in the outer realm. Apart from the ultimate calamity, it was one of the most taboo existences. And the evil power that Nara released probably had something to do with his identity. So, that Nara might be the Dark Devil Monarch. Jun Xiaoyao smiled. The Dark Devil Monarch led the 6 kings. Didn't that mean that Nara would become his boss in the future? How laughable. Nunu can't be sure, but Nunu believes that First Lord's Majesty won't be restrained by anyone, Kagura said. If Jun Xiaoyao submitted to someone else, then he wouldn't be Jun Xiaoyao, nor would he be the First Lord that Kagura admired. If that's true, then I've provoked the Dark Devil Monarch and another king of destruction. But that's good. Only then will it be interesting. Otherwise it'll be too boring, right? Jun Xiaoyao wasn't afraid at all. Instead, he was looking forward to it. On the other side, the Haki Imperial Family's team that had left with their tails between their legs returned to the Haki Imperial Family's base. In the Haki Imperial Family's ancestral land, many cries of pain could be heard. It was the half-immortal clansmen that had died. They were all crying. Nara returned. Seeing this scene, his heart felt like it was being stabbed by a knife. It was all because of him. A strong resentment and unwillingness surged from the bottom of his heart. I want to enter the Yamata Shrine. Nara's roar resounded throughout the entire Yamata Shrine. At once, all the cries of pain stopped. Chapter 1068. Orochi Shrine was a sacred place that the Haki imperial family worshipped. It was also a forbidden area that was absolutely forbidden to enter. In the past, the Haki imperial family only dared to worship outside and beg for blessings from the evil god. It was impossible for them to enter. But now, Nara actually said that he wanted to enter Orochi Shrine. This undoubtedly caused a stir in the entire Haki imperial family. Logically speaking, the fall of the quasi-immortal level was related to Nara. If he was still the useless young master, he would definitely be impeached. Even his position as the young master would be lost. But now, after Nara broke through to the supreme level and manifested the phantom of the evil god Orochi, all the Haki imperial family members understood. Nara was the last hope of the entire Haki imperial family. So in the face of Nara's words, many of the Haki imperial family members remained silent. An elder asked, "Nara, have you thought it through? That is the forbidden area of our family. No one knows what will happen after entering. If anything happens then," the elder didn't continue. Although Nara was the reason for the fall of the quasi-immortal level. But now, Nara was very important to the Haki imperial family. They couldn't afford to lose him. "No matter what, I have to go in." Nara's tone was firm. Even if he broke the seal and broke through to the supreme level, he was still no match for Jun Xiaoyao. The only way was to enter Orochi Shrine. This was his last hope and capital to turn things around. So no matter how big the risk was, he had to go in. What's more, Nara didn't think that he would encounter any danger. After all, in the past, when the purple light in Orochi Shrine sealed his cultivation, there was a sentence that echoed in his mind. "Enter the shrine and accept the evil god's baptism." Nara believed that he wouldn't encounter any danger. Soon, Nara arrived in front of Orochi Shrine. The shrine was extremely old, and the surrounding environment was dark. It was as if even light couldn't project into the shrine. Looking at this shrine, Nara had mixed feelings. When his cultivation was sealed, he hated this shrine very much. This shrine had caused him to bear endless infamy, and even made him the infamous trash young master of the chaotic demon sea. Ironically, his only hope now lay in this shrine. Nara took a deep breath, pushed the door open, and entered the shrine. He was also very curious about what was inside the shrine. Grandson, outside, Nero's grandfather and the others couldn't help holding their breaths. After entering the shrine, Nara only felt a chill, as if he was wading through water. There was no oppressive aura. It was extremely dark inside the shrine. There was no light at all, and it was very quiet. It was as if he had come to a dead universe. There was no sound, no light. However, Nero was able to feel an attractive force. It was as if something was calling him. He followed the guidance in his heart and continued to go deeper. Finally, he saw it. There was a faint blue flame in front of him that was as cold as a will-o'-the-wisp. And in the center, there was a relief sculpture wall. On the wall was a terrifying creature with 8 ferocious snake heads. It was once the overlord of the chaotic demon sea. An ancient dark existence. A creature that brought endless destruction to the world. Yamata no Orochi. Or rather, evil god Yamata. At the same time that Nara saw the relief sculpture, the 8 pairs of eyes of the Yamata no Orochi carved on the relief sculpture lit up with a faint purple demonic light at the same time. Then, under Nara's shocked gaze, the Yamata no Orochi, which was originally a relief sculpture, actually began to squirm. Then, it turned into a ball of purple-black evil divine light and directly fled toward Nara. Ah! Nara instantly felt a blazing heat, and every drop of blood in his body seemed to be boiling. It was as if a terrifying energy had taken root deeply in his body. Countless demonic voices echoed in his mind. Ancient scenes appeared one after another. In the scenes, he seemed to have transformed into an evil god that dominated everything. In his ears, there was still a vague echo of chaotic words. Nara couldn't hear it clearly, but he vaguely heard the words Dark Devil Monarch. The purple evil force wrapped Nara's entire body like a cocoon. Outside the shrine, the people of the Haki imperial family were all alert after hearing Nara's scream. After an unknown amount of time, a purple-black pillar of light suddenly burst out from the shrine, reaching the sky completely. For a time, monstrous waves were set off around the entire Yamata no Orochi island. Countless creatures were dormant and trembling. Some very ancient and ferocious sea beasts, sensing this aura, also trembled incomparably and shrank into the abyss at the bottom of the sea. Because they had a sense of fear that originated from their bloodline and soul. It was as if their ancestors had trembled and submitted under the pressure of this huge, evil force a long time ago. At the same time, when this aura erupted, there was also a group of people who had an inexplicable feeling. At the edge of the chaotic demon sea, a floating ship traversed the heavens. On the deck of the ship stood a young man with slightly tanned skin. He had a pair of black fox ears on his head and 10 tails on his back. It was Yun Xiaohe. His form had changed slightly from before. It meant that he could already start to master the power of the 10-tailed black fox of destruction. This time, he came to the chaotic demon sea because he heard that another king of destruction had appeared in the chaotic demon sea. He wanted to see if he could rope him into the same camp. After all, Jun Xiaoyao and he were mortal enemies. Moreover, the 6 kings of destruction were going to the Avacania lands, so Yun Xiaohe also rushed over. Beside him, there were some experts from the Infernal Imperial family and the Majia Imperial family accompanying him. At that aura? Yun Xiaohe looked over. In the extremely distant sea level, there was a purple pillar of light that pierced through the sky and the earth. Vaguely, there seemed to be a boundless demonic shadow that appeared from time to time. Its majestic body seemed to fill the world. Dark Devil Monarch, unknowingly, those 4 words came out of Yun Xiaohe's mouth. Even he himself did not react. On the other side, in the ancestral land of the Candle Dragon's Island, in the depths of an underground palace, a young man was inside. He wore a loose black robe. His black hair reached the ground and his skin was fair. He had a very handsome appearance. There was a scale in between his eyebrows. One could faintly see that there seemed to be a black hexagram engraved on the scale. A thin dark golden paper was floating in the air before him. A faint power of time pervaded the paper. Every word on the paper seemed to contain the power of time and space. At a certain moment, the young man seemed to have sensed something. His gaze looked into the distance through the layers of barriers. Indeed, my guess was correct. He is indeed that person. The man muttered to himself. There was no surprise in his eyes. To dare provoke him is simply foolish. What's even more foolish is to provoke me. A faint cold glint flashed through the man's black and white eyes. He was the elder brother that Zhu Huang had mentioned. The prince of the Candle Dragon's bloodline, Zhu Yi. At the same time, he had another identity. He was the 2nd king of the 6 kings of destruction. Chapter 1069. Yun Xiaohe and Zhu Yi weren't the only ones who sensed it. Jun Xiaoyao and Kagura, who were on the Iza clan's island, also sensed it. In a pavilion, Jun Xiaoyao and Kagura stood side by side, looking into the distance. A purple-black pillar of evil power connected the sky and the earth. Anyone in the chaotic demon sea could see it clearly. First King's Palace. It seems that our guess was correct. Kagura's eyes showed a hint of worry when she saw the pillar of light. That terrifying evil force caused her heart to palpitate a little. It could be said that if Nara really became the Dark Devil Monarch, it would be disadvantageous for Jun Xiaoyao, and he might even be restricted. Now that's interesting. By the way, why did the Dark Devil Monarch appear, and why can the Dark Devil Monarch lead the 6 kings? Jun Xiaoyao was curious. Kagura shook her head slightly. I don't know the specifics. After all, it was only a vague legend before. But what? Jun Xiaoyao's eyes flashed. According to some ancient records of my clan, the Dark Devil Monarch seemed to have been bestowed by the ultimate calamity. That's why he has the ability to lead the Six Kings. What did the ultimate calamity bestow upon the Dark Devil Monarch? Jun Xiaoyao was even more curious. It seems to be a drop of blood, Kagura said. A drop of blood? Jun Xiaoyao's eyes flashed with a dark light. He immediately thought of many things. A faint smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. If that's the case, then it's even more interesting. Who knows if that Nara is the real Dark Devil Monarch? Jun Xiaoyao said with a playful tone. What do you mean? Kagura was confused and a little confused. In her eyes, Jun Xiaoyao was unfathomable. He always had a confident look on his face, as if everything was under his control. Don't worry. Next, let's see if Nara dares to trouble me. Jun Xiaoyao smiled. Then, Jun Xiaoyao sent a message. He told Su Hongyi to come to the Chaotic Demon Sea as well. The real show was about to begin, as the entire Chaotic Demon Ocean was startled by the rare occurrence. At the source of the chaos, on the island of Yamata, the purple-black light pillar that reached the sky finally slowly disappeared with the flow of time. All of the living beings of the Haki imperial family held their breaths nervously, as if they were waiting for something. In the depths of the Orochi shrine, the purple light began to disperse. Nara's figure appeared. It was different from before. A ferocious purple-black armor appeared on his body. This purple-black armor carried a mysterious, strange, and dark aura. It was as if no divine weapon could destroy it. Evil God's armor, Nara muttered. His cultivation was the same as before, still in the Nine Heavens' supreme realm. However, he felt that there was a fundamental change in him. There were many more memories in his mind. Naturally, he had mastered many terrifying great supernatural powers. Many of them were much stronger than the Yamata abyss that he had used before. In addition, this evil god's armor also provided him with invincible defense. It was almost comparable to a world-destroying forbidden weapon. More importantly, this armor could also increase his attributes in all aspects. It could be said that although Nara was still a Nine Heavens Supreme Realm cultivator, even a lesser Heavenly Master-level powerhouse couldn't pose a threat to him. His current strength couldn't be compared to before. Of course, there was the most important point. Dark Devil Monarch. I'm actually the legendary Dark Devil Monarch who commanded the Six Kings. Nara's voice was trembling. He couldn't believe it at all. This was simply a blessing from the heavens, causing his mind to feel a little dizzy. However, Nara's temperament was still good, and he quickly calmed down. Evil god Yamata was once enlightened by the ultimate calamity and became the Dark Devil Monarch who commanded the Six Kings. In that case, am I not Xiaoyao's superior? Thinking of this, Nara's eyes were filled with endless resentment. It could be said that if there was no Jun Xiaoyao, presumably, he would have already cleared his name and even had a beautiful woman in his arms. And everything he had was destroyed by Jun Xiaoyao. No hurry, I still seem to be missing something. Although Nara already knew his identity, he still felt that he wasn't in his best state. What else am I missing? Oh right, blood, it's a drop of blood. Nara tried hard to recall. He found that in his ancient memories, there was a drop of black blood. That drop of blood seemed to contain endless darkness, carrying a power that made the heavens palpitate. An evil god Yamata also relied on that drop of blood to dominate the entire chaotic demon sea and make countless living beings live under his rule. This was also the reason why evil god Yamata was loyal to the ultimate calamity. So that's how it is. I need that drop of blood to truly become the Dark Devil Monarch and the successor of the evil god. Nara completely understood. The current him, strictly speaking, hadn't completely awakened the power of the Dark Devil Monarch. He had only obtained the Dark Devil Monarch's world-destroying forbidden weapon, the evil god armor. I need to find another drop of black blood. There are no traces of it in the chaotic demon sea, So it can only be in the Avacania place, Nara muttered to himself. He was already thinking about what to do next. Now he was confident that even if he met Jun Xiaoyao again, not to mention that he could suppress Jun Xiaoyao, at least Jun Xiaoyao wouldn't be able to threaten him. It was even more impossible to beat him into such a sorry state like before. Wait patiently for the last king to appear. At that time, everything will be clear. And Xiaoyao, you probably didn't expect that even if you are the first king, you still have to listen to me. At the thought of this, Nara was secretly pleased. He was already thinking about how to torture Jun Xiaoyao after completely awakening the power of the Dark Devil Monarch. Oh right, there are a few other kings who seem to have grudges with Xiaoyao, such as the ten-tailed black fox of destruction and the candle dragon. Now Nara could already sense the fluctuations of the world-destroying king. One of the fluctuations came from the candle dragon. There was no need to doubt who it was. In the blink of an eye, a month had passed. What surprised Jun Xiaoyao was that Nara didn't come to him for revenge. It seems that although this Nara is a little stupid, he's not so stupid that he doesn't have a bottom line. Jun Xiaoyao smiled slightly. At this moment, he was lying comfortably in a hot spring in the Xie tribe. Soaking in hot springs was Jun Xiaoyao's hobby that was engraved in his bones. It was just that after coming to the foreign territory, he had been busy with his plans and had no time to relax at all. Now it felt like the calm before the storm. Therefore, Jun Xiaoyao also took a break from his busy schedule. Kagura and Yomi, this pair of cousins, were also wearing revealing clothes, revealing a large area of snow-white and tender skin. They served Jun Xiaoyao by his side, massaging and bathing him. Lord Xiaoyao, your figure is so good. Yomi was massaging Jun Xiaoyao's shoulders. Her face was also flushed, and she was very tempted by Jun Xiaoyao's body. Jun Xiaoyao didn't have explosive muscles, but his well-proportioned muscles and bones had a natural sense of perfection and harmony. Yomi continued to look, and her face became redder and redder. On the other side, Kagura's eyes were also as charming as water. She said, "My cousin and I can't stand young master's size." Jun Xiaoyao coughed dryly as if he didn't hear anything. In fact, after signing in the mysterious Yang Pestle, he had indeed gone a little beyond the range of women. One step to the stomach was no longer an adjective. At this moment, a maid's respectful voice came from outside. "Lord Xiaoyao's follower is here." "Is Red Coat here?" Jun Xiaoyao smiled faintly. The kings were about to gather, and the real curtain was about to open. A storm was coming. Chapter 1070. At the border between chaotic Demon Sea and Avacania land. It was a hazy gray fog. The fog was thick, shrouding heaven and earth. From time to time, some strange beast roars could be heard, making one's scalp go numb and body turn cold. This was a foggy area on the way from chaotic Demon Sea to Avacania land. If there were no creatures in Avacania lands to guide them, if the creatures of the outside world rashly entered, getting lost would be considered lucky. If they stepped into a certain dangerous place or a formation, then they wouldn't even know how they died. It was rumored that there were all kinds of terrifying and strange regions in the foggy area, dark crevices, death trenches, and so on. It could be said that even supreme beings would be in danger if they rashly stepped in. Unless it was a supreme being above the quasi-immortal realm, they could directly cross over. But in the entire foreign realm, how many supreme beings above the quasi-immortal realm were there? Therefore, this also created the mystery and terror of Avacania lands even more. It was a forbidden area that most foreign creatures could not cross. However, at this moment, in the foggy area, the shadow of a boat suddenly appeared. The surface of the sea rippled. The shadow of the boat gradually became clear in the gray fog. It was actually a small boat. On the small boat stood an old man and a young man. The old man wore a conical bamboo hat, holding a wooden paddle, rowing the boat. As for the young man, he looked extremely handsome. However, his eyes carried a kind of evil charm of pure black, appearing rather deep and strange. If this scene was seen by others, they would definitely be incomparably shocked. The foggy area that could be called the all spirits forbidden area. But there was an old man and a young man who came on a small boat. Then there was only one possibility. This old man and young man were the creatures of Avacania lands. It was very difficult for the creatures of the outside world to pass through the foggy area, even risking their lives. But the creatures of Avacania lands could enter and leave at will. It's about time. Just like the clan's prophecy, this great world will be the time when our world completely collapses the immortal domain. How many years has it been to wait for such an opportunity? The great and supreme calamity has clearly been waiting for a long time. This young man's aura was deep. At this moment, when he spoke, there was a fanatical worship towards the ultimate calamity. He slowly raised his hand. On his palm, there was a dark six-pointed star imprint. It's time. Gather all the kings and go to the unspeakable lands together. As the young man's voice fell, the dark hexagram mark on his palm suddenly released a pitch-black light that shot towards the sky. Above the firmament, dark clouds pressed down and the weather changed. A black hexagram mark appeared in the sky. At the same time, the world devastator kings in various parts of the chaotic demon sea also sensed this aura. Another world destroyer king. Now we're all here. On a ship, Yun Xiaohe looked at the hexagram mark in the distant sky, his eyes flashing. The final king had appeared. The hexagram mark on Yun Xiaohe's abdomen also emitted a black light that shot into the sky. The second hexagram mark appeared. He didn't hesitate and headed straight to that area. On Orochi Island, clad in the evil god armor, Nara stepped into the air with his hands clasped behind his back under the reverent gazes of the Haki imperial family. Right now, he was clad in the evil god armor and looked like a completely different person compared to the pathetic him at the wedding banquet. Presently, Nai Luo was simply like the son of an evil god, and he carried an innate aura of slaughter and power. Yu Xiaoyao, I look forward to meeting you again. Nero's state of mind was completely at peace, because sufficient power had given him sufficient confidence. On the other side, on the Candle Dragon's island, similarly, a terrifying aura erupted and the underground palace shook. A figure dashed forward with a flicker. He was dressed in a black robe and his black hair fluttered in the wind. He had handsome features and there was a scale between his eyebrows. The black hexagram mark on the scale shot a dark light into the sky. The third hexagram mark appeared. It's finally time for the meeting between the 6 kings and the dark demon monarch. And Yu Xiaoyao, my brother's life isn't that easy to take. This young figure was naturally Zhu Yi. He took a step forward, and his speed was so fast that even time seemed to be shortened. From this, it could be seen. His control of his bloodline ability, the power of time. It was much more profound than Zhu Huang's. The two were not on the same level at all. Just as the clouds were moving, the Iza clan, 1 man and 2 women, 3 figures appeared in the void. They were Jun Xiaoyao, Kagura, and Su Hongyi, who had rushed over from the War God Academy. And on the 3 of them, there was also a black light shooting out, turning into a black hexagram mark that was imprinted in the sky. In an instant, 6 hexagram marks were imprinted in the sky. The last king has also appeared. Including us, the 6 kings have gathered. Jun Xiaoyao looked at the mark of the 6 paths in the sky with a relaxed expression, showing no signs of nervousness or fear. He was about to come into contact with the deepest secrets of the foreign realm. This was something that no one in the celestial realm could do. If he really found out some peerless secret, Jun Xiaoyao would undoubtedly be a great contributor to the celestial realm. Of course, all of this would be discussed after reaching the unspeakable place. By the way, I want to ask you something. Jun Xiaoyao looked at the 2 women. Kagura and Su Hongyi both looked at Jun Xiaoyao. If that Nara is really the Dark Devil Monarch, then doesn't that mean that he also has the right to command you? Then, who do you listen to? The 6 kings were led by the Dark Devil Monarch. Kagura and Su Hongi were both part of the 6 kings, but they were also controlled by the Dark Devil Monarch. Su Hongi didn't pause for even a second. Her blood-red eyes were filled with loyalty and determination. It was the young master who gave me a new life. I am the young master's subordinate, and I only listen to the young master's orders. If that Dark Devil Monarch dares to harm the young master, I will not let him go. As Su Hongi spoke, her blood-red eyes were filled with killing intent. It was obvious that Jun Xiaoyao's enemy was her enemy as well. Kagura was speechless for a moment. Then, she smiled charmingly and said, "First King's Palace, what are you talking about? I have always been on your side. Besides, you are the first king. You don't have to lower your head in front of the Dark Devil Monarch." Kagura was obviously not as loyal as Su Hongi, who was even willing to give up her life for Jun Xiaoyao. She only felt gratitude and admiration for Jun Xiaoyao. She even had a hint of lust for Jun Xiaoyao's body. Jun Xiaoyao didn't mind. He smiled and said, "All right, let's go and meet them." The 3 figures broke through the void and headed toward the source of the dark hexagram, which was also the direction of the fog. The entire chaotic demon sea was stirred up. It wasn't just the chaotic demon sea. It was to the extent where on the foreign side's 10 great provinces side, one could similarly see the 6 dark hexagram imprints engraved in the sky dome. The 6 kings of destruction have gathered. Many important figures and ancient existences sighed. Perhaps the 6 kings hadn't grown up yet. But as time passed, the 6 kings would eventually grow into the immortal kings of destruction. At that time, it would be a great calamity for the immortal realm. Styx River Province, the deepest underground of the Ares Academy. This was a place that no one in the academy could set foot in, because the one cultivating in seclusion here was the ancient supreme of the Ares Academy, the Shanao of Beach. At this moment, in an underground blessed abode, there was a huge commotion. A bald old man with a turtle shell on his back and white hair on his temples came to the depths of the paradise. The old man looked ordinary and didn't have any aura. He even looked old. No one would have guessed that this ordinary-looking old man was the famous Ares Academy, the Shanao of Beach. At this moment, the Shanao of Beach looked into the depths of the paradise. There was a misty aura there, which isolated all divine wills from prying. Even karma was blocked. One could only vaguely sense that a blurry white-clothed figure was quietly sitting inside. Vaguely, a terrifying aura that could suppress the heavens, shake the universe, and suppress the world was brewing. It was like a dragon hidden in the abyss. "Sir, the 6 kings have all appeared. They should be heading to the unspeakable lands." The Shanao of Beach cupped his hands towards the misty depths. If this scene was seen by others, they would definitely be so shocked that their scalps would explode. A famous immortal king of the foreign realm actually addressed a mysterious existence as Sir. This was simply an unbelievable thing. Chapter 1071. The entire chaotic demon sea and even the foreign realm were stirred up because of the 6 kings. On the immortal domain side there was also movement. Someone discovered that the Jun family, who had been sitting calmly, seemed to have begun to secretly move. Some of the Jun family's quasi-emperor ancestors, scattered in various ancient lands and even forbidden lands, began to gather. Some of the Jun family's teams seemed to be gathering as well. This made many immortal forces extremely surprised. One had to know that in the previous confrontation between the immortal domain and the foreign realm, although the Jun family also contributed, overall, they were in a state of watching from the sidelines. They didn't fully mobilize. Some people believed that even if the immortal domain was broken through, the Jun family would probably be able to form a realm of their own and be safe. Therefore, the Jun family didn't use all their strength. But now, seeing the Jun family mobilize, many people were surprised. Did the sun rise from the west? An old antique with Archean royalty whispered. Let's see what the Jun family is planning. However, I keep feeling that the Jun family's intentions aren't that simple. Could it be that they are planning something big? On the Supreme Xian Ting side, there were also supreme experts who were thinking. But no matter what, everyone in the immortal domain vaguely had a premonition. It seemed that something huge was about to happen. That matter might completely change the situation of the war between the two realms. Foreign realm, chaotic demon sea. The three figures advanced rapidly in the void. It was Jun Xiaoyao and the other two. Jun Xiaoyao had his hands behind his back, as if he was taking a stroll. He controlled the Kunpeng's extreme speed and also had the spacebook. If he didn't deliberately slow down, Kagura and Su Hongyi wouldn't be able to keep up with his pace. We should be arriving soon. Jun Xiaoyao looked into the distance. That area should be the fog area, located at the border of Chaotic Demon Sea and Avacania lands, Kagura said. If that's the case, could the last king be a being from the ultimate monarch clan from the unspeakable lands? Jun Xiaoyao guessed. It's very likely. Kagura nodded slightly. Ultimate Emperor clan, the most mysterious and ancient force in the foreign realm. Their status was the same as the Jun family, Xian Ting, Underworld, and other top immortal forces in the immortal domain. It could be said that the reason why the other side was so powerful, full of aggressiveness, was definitely because of Ultimate Emperor clans. Interesting. I would like to meet the geniuses of the Ultimate Emperor race. Jun Xiaoyao smiled casually. He was not nervous at all. Kagura was rendered speechless. Even if she were to encounter an Ultimate Monarch clan being, she would still feel a trace of apprehension. This was because there were rumors that the most ancient Ultimate Emperor clans seemed to have a great relationship with the Ultimate Calamity. Of course, this was a foreign taboo. Even Kagura couldn't find out too much. At this moment, Jun Xiaoyao suddenly stopped in his tracks. He waved his sleeves and said, "Step back." Su Hongyi and Kagura were both forced back by the shockwave. Jun Xiaoyao instantly felt that time in a small area around him seemed to have stopped flowing. A crack suddenly appeared in the space in front of him. A figure came crashing down on Jun Xiaoyao. Candle Dragon's lineage. Jun Xiaoyao's eyes flashed. His body shook, and chaotic energy surged out of his body like a volcanic eruption. Chaotic force was also a type of supreme attribute of power. It was not much weaker than the power of time. Almost in an instant, Jun Xiaoyao regained his freedom. Then, he clenched his fist and collided with the figure attacking him. The figure was clearly surprised for a moment. He didn't expect Jun Xiaoyao to break through the seal so easily. Then, the two fists collided. Bang! The collision was like a sudden clap of thunder. Runes flashed, and a huge wave was set off. The entire surface of the sea was completely crushed by the pressure of the collision of laws. Cough. With a muffled cough, the figure retreated several hundred meters before finally coming to a stop. Only then did Jun Xiaoyao retract his fist and look at the figure. "Zhu Yi, how dare you!" Xin Li's shout sounded from behind. The figure was a young and handsome man in black robes. His black hair fluttered in the wind, and there was an illumination dragon scale on his glabella. It was the prince of the Candle Dragon's lineage, the second king, Zhu Yi. The chaos body lives up to its reputation. Zhu Yi raised his hand slowly. The hand he used to punch with was still trembling slightly. Cracks began to appear on the bones of his arms. If not for the fact that the Illumination Dragon lineage had an extremely strong physique to begin with, after this exchange of blows, his arm would definitely be blown off. "You're Zhu Huang's elder brother, the second king, Zhu Yi." Jun Xiaoyao's tone was indifferent. He looked at Zhu Yi and frowned slightly. He sensed that there was an unusual aura on Zhu Yi's body. It was an extremely familiar aura. It was the aura of a heavenly book. However, what made Jun Xiaoyao frown was, it was indeed the aura of a heavenly book, but there was something wrong with it. Zhu Yi ignored Xinlu and Su Hongyi and looked at Jun Xiaoyao. "I heard that you have one of the 9 great heavenly books, the Soul Book? Why, it seems that you have one too," Jun Xiaoyao raised his eyebrows slightly. He didn't just have the soul book. He also had the body book, the space book, the treasure book, and the life book. Of course, Jun Xiaoyao wasn't stupid enough to say that out loud. I'm indeed more interested in the soul book you have, Zhu Yi said. I'm also more interested in the heavenly book you have. If I'm not wrong, you should have one of the 9 great heavenly books, the time book. Just like the space book, it described the ultimate path of space. The Book of Time recorded the ultimate Tao of time. It was also compatible with the Candle Dragon's natural theurgy. It was no wonder that Jun Xiaoyao had sensed it just now. Zhu Ye's control of the power of time was far from what Zhu Huang could compare to. In addition to his talent, it should also have something to do with Zhu Yi comprehending the mysteries of the time book. How about this? If you give me the soul book, I'll forgive you for killing my brother. How about it? Zhu Yi sneered. Kinship was worthless in the face of benefit. Jun Xiaoyao also smiled. I'll make the key. Will you? You. Zhu Ye's eyes flashed coldly. He knew that Jun Xiaoyao was mocking him. You've already offended Nara. He's the Dark Devil Monarch, the leader of the 6 kings. Now it seems that you want to be my enemy too? Zhu Yi said indifferently. Let's not talk about whether Nara is the real Dark Devil Monarch. Even if he is, who cares about him? And who do you think you are? Jun Xiaoyao's casual tone made Zhu Ye's eyes even colder. It seems that you're not interested in the Book of Time in my possession. If it weren't for Jun Xiaoyao's strength that made him wary plus, Su Hongyi and Kagura were on his side. Zhu Yi would have taken it by force. Do you think I don't know that the Book of Time in your possession isn't the real one? Jun Xiaoyao's tone was sarcastic. He had 5 heavenly tomes, so he was very familiar with them. Although Zhu Yi had the aura of a heavenly tome, it didn't feel like a real one. Zhu Ye's expression changed slightly, but he still sneered. So what if it's not the real one? At least it's recorded by my ancestors. Besides, don't you want to know the real whereabouts of the Book of Time? I will know the real whereabouts, as long as Jun Xiaoyao pressed down with his hand right away before he was done speaking, intending to suppress Zhu Yi. The battle between the first king and the second king was imminent. Chapter 1072. How dare you? Seeing this, Zhu Ye's eyes flashed coldly. He was the emperor of the Candle Dragon's lineage, the second lord of the Armageddon world. Yet, Jun Xiaoyao didn't take him seriously. It was as if he was an ant that could be easily suppressed. This made Zhu Yi extremely unhappy. He also made a move. It had to be said that Zhu Huang and Zhu Yi were not on the same level at all. Zhu Yi raised his hand and clenched his 5 fingers into a fist. A terrifying power of magic power vibrated. More than one law. Sensing Zhu Ye's aura, Kagura and Su Hongyi's expressions also changed. The number of laws determined the combat power of a supremacy. This was also the reason why a supremacy with 9 laws could be called an ultimate supremacy. As soon as Zhu Yi made a move, more than one law power vibrated. And the strange thing was, the 2 types of law powers were actually diametrically opposed. Zhu Yi punched with both fists. One fist was surrounded by a boundless glow. It was as if he was holding the core of the sun, emitting an extremely hot and dazzling brilliance. As for the other fist, everything seemed to be drowned in the darkness wherever it passed. It was pitch black, and one couldn't even see their own fingers. The laws of light and darkness. Jun Xiaoyao could tell at a glance. Zhu Yi controlled the 2 opposing laws of light and darkness. This reminded Jun Xiaoyao of the legend of the Candle Dragon's lineage. It was said that when the Candle Dragon opened his eyes, it was day, and when he closed his eyes, it was night. It also happened to conform to the laws of light and darkness. At that moment, the laws, which were originally opposing each other, became extremely harmonious in Zhu Ye's hands. Their powers even multiplied as they came crashing down on Jun Xiaoyao. Is that all? Jun Xiaoyao's reaction was calm. Fortunately, Zhu Yi didn't condense the laws of time. Otherwise, even Jun Xiaoyao would have to put in a lot of effort to deal with him. After all, time was too mysterious. Jun Xiaoyao activated the laws of his physical body, and every inch of his flesh and blood seemed to release boundless power. The path that Jun Xiaoyao walked was one where one could defeat 10 with one's strength. Although the power of his primordial spirit was also monstrous, he still liked the thrill of crushing flesh with his fist. Jun Xiaoyao punched out, tearing the space in front of him into two halves. It was as if a chaos fiend god was creating a new world. Heaven-splitting fist of the demon god. Boom! The two of them collided, and ripples of laws spread out in all directions. The divine chains of order in the surrounding thousands of miles were all shattered by the shockwave. Bang! Zhu Yi was knocked back by the punch and his body felt numb. Instead, he opened his mouth and roared, the sound of a dragon's roar shaking the sky. In terms of physical strength, the Illumination Dragon was also a top-notch existence among the dragon race. Day and Night Divine Fist. Zhu Yi used their lineage's great supernatural power. As the fist wind blasted out, day and night seemed to have been reversed. Yin and Yang were in chaos. This was a fist technique with extremely terrifying offensive power. It could even cause the enemy's mind to be thrown into chaos. Jun Xiaoyao used his fingers as a sword. A resplendent sword light cut through day and night. All the chaos was torn apart. That resplendent golden sword light seemed to be able to cut through everything in the world. The sword light that was tens of thousands of feet long tore through the universe. A great battle began. Jun Xiaoyao used some of the techniques that he had comprehended from the War God catalog. For example, the Battle Tablet Hand, Mountain Moving Seal, Void Quake, and other supernatural powers. With Jun Xiaoyao's strength and combat experience, even if it was the most ordinary divine ability or martial arts, it would be extremely powerful when executed by him. Not to mention that these techniques contained some kind of mystery. How could something refined from the War God catalog be ordinary? After a few collisions, Zhu Yi was sent flying again. A look of shock appeared on his face. Jun Xiaoyao turned out to be far more powerful than he had imagined. The scale between Zhu Ye's eyebrows released a faint brilliance. Suddenly, a wave of time power surged toward Jun Xiaoyao, trying to imprison his space. Jun Xiaoyao also reacted immediately. He raised his hand and used the fourth seal of the Immortal Prohibition Seal. Then, a strange scene appeared. In an instant, the two figures were frozen at the same time. Jun Xiaoyao was frozen by the power of time. Zhu Yi was frozen by the power of space. However, after a short moment, Jun Xiaoyao's body shook, and he forcefully broke through the restraints. He raised his palm, and the chaotic giant palm print pressed down on Zhu Yi. Not good. Zhu Ye's expression changed. He was slower than Jun Xiaoyao by an instant. In a battle between experts, an instant was enough to kill. Bang! Zhu Ye's entire body was slapped into the sea by the chaotic giant palm print, causing monstrous wave. TSK, it seems that even the second king is no match for Master. Kagura sighed. Zhu Yi could be said to be the top prodigy of the chaotic demon sea. In the end, he was still defeated by Jun Xiaoyao. However, Jun Xiaoyao's expression did not change. He looked at the turbulent sea and raised his eyebrows slightly. Gurgle, gurgle. The vast sea began to bubble and boil. Steam rose into the air. What's going on? Kagura and Su Hongyi were both surprised. Boom! At this moment, a terrifying pillar of fire suddenly erupted from the bottom of the sea. The intense flames even burned the void. Jun Xiaoyao raised his palm, and the chaotic giant palm print turned into a wall, blocking the impact of the flames. Zhu Ye's figure broke out of the water. He was in a sorry state at the moment, coughing up blood from the corner of his mouth. However, a bronze lamp appeared in his hand. The cluster of flames was in the shape of a torch dragon, and it emitted a power that seemed to be able to burn everything in the world. This should be your apocalyptic forbidden artifact, right? Jun Xiaoyao's eyes were calm. He had no doubt that the bronze lamp could burn more than half of the chaotic demon sea. This is the torch dragon lamp. Let's see if you can withstand it. Zhu Yi blew the flame. Monstrous flames spread out. Those were not ordinary flames, but the torch dragon's flames. All tangible substances, even intangible substances, could be burned. Otherwise, it would not be qualified to become a apocalyptic forbidden artifact. Then let's try. Jun Xiaoyao flipped his hand, and the god's weeping halberd appeared. Blood lines separated from the halberd and pierced Jun Xiaoyao's arm. Jun Xiaoyao simply slashed out with the halberd. The current hymn, coupled with the god's weeping halberd, was undoubtedly powerful. Boom! The torch dragon's flames that could burn everything in the world were scattered by the god's weeping halberd. The bright halberd light split the void in all directions and slashed at Zhu Ye's head. Zhu Yi shouted and resisted with the torch dragon lamp. Bang! Zhu Yi was blasted back again, blood flowing from his mouth. Jun Xiaoyao's momentum did not decrease and continued to press down. Each halberd strike carried the power of chaos and the power of Sumeru world. Each halberd strike could easily shatter a 10,000-foot mountain. Damn it! Zhu Ye's expression turned pale. Although he also controlled the torch dragon lamp, a forbidden artifact. However, Jun Xiaoyao was able to beat him up. Where is the real Shu? Jun Xiaoyao asked indifferently. Exchange it with the soul book. Zhu Yi gritted his teeth. Fine, I'll take your life. If I live, I still have a chance to find the Shu. If you die, you'll have nothing. Jun Xiaoyao slashed down again, and the monstrous halberd light almost split the sea. Many small islands were instantly torn apart and sank into the depths of the sea. Even someone as strong as Zhu Yi could not withstand this terrifying power for a while. The Shu should be in the Realm Sea. Zhu Yi couldn't bear it any longer and shouted loudly. Realm Sea? Jun Xiaoyao's eyes flashed with a dark light.